Silence of the oldest island begin to thaw, replaced by a growing comfort from endless wars. A sense of openness from the hopelessness of night terrors and war-torn. A culture hit on the tree whose roots go down to hell. A vulture sits, its fruits are strange. Comfort is the enemy of change. That's Buddha slain. Ostentatious displays of masculinity, master identity, clashes of chemistry, acts to ministry. They found ossuaries where Yasha was buried. Yale and Oxford is wealthy. That's where it's held in box with the Steelies. Sensation-seeking journalists, selfish collectors, thieves and lit professors. Search for leads to hidden treasures. Forbidden fruit that Adam and Eve bitten together. Seductive promise, corrupt the conscious, curse of the monstrous. A bomb nuclear launches. Dinosaurs extinct who instruct the comets. Destructive regardless. Buddha's twisted bamboo. The Messiah touch a carpet. Unspoken tension permeated the air. The sun show us vision made perfectly clear. The whole solar system from days, months to years. Casting that over our tranquil existence. Joy and tears. The town's whispers grew louder. Weaving tales of a particular king of power. Deceived as well. Conversation in hushed tones spoke of a clandestine underworld. King Tut's bones, the son of hell. Gray smoke filled the air, creating a nostalgic atmosphere. Contentment, religious. In the quietude of recent years, a mysterious veil descended from the night upon the living. The sun dipped below the horizon. The streets took on a different shape altogether. Monopolizing luxury cars, sleek and expensive. Stealthy rolled through the winters. Criminal business with their wives and the fitness. Some took bribes, leads to a sentence. Some survived, codependent, now they co-defendants. Exposed to witness through hopes and contradictions. Cellmates, ex-cons in prisons. Killers with long convictions. Addicts with strong addictions. Badges, they draw depictions. Priest and mystic, listen. My book fell apart when I touched it. Its pages turned back to a papyrus, then went back to a tree, to a seed of a mustard.
Every day's a lesson, every moment is a plus degree. When I reached the door, I discovered that I was the key. Rules to the heavens so high, it's all under. And yo, I fit 1,000 ancient libraries in one mustard seed. I planted planets in the soil, grew over the thunder trees, but lightning branches, stars as fruit. Second dances, sight enhancers follow, where the numbers lead. My novel is too much to read. Arm wrestle gorillas, now they groveling in front of me. This knowledge from a honeybee, competition runs for me. Obviously, never went to college, but my son degree thought I erased light, when only darkness just remained immortal. When I erased light, I dusted him, and it created soil. Snakes they call you, raised the oil, praise the royal, slaves that toiled. My hand touched frozen water, and it made it boil. Food inside my brain don't spoil, burning bronze. Word is bond, I flow like every word's upon the world's begun. I work my wand, I send a message out, and every creature in the world responds. They send their delegates from every forest, birds and squirrels, swans. The beaver made me say, damn, leave it trying to weigh grams. Unison, I pulled through desert eagles from my waistband. I flew away as UV rays in heaven. I'm a made man who can cause free will and destiny to shake hands. Definitely shape plans, trajectory remains grand. And even when they buried me, I effortlessly made jam. Fast they couldn't tag me if they messaged me with spray cans. I made pie from a piece of a divine apple, eating in my mind castle. Frequently a time travel, leaving them with rhymes traveling. The priest within your spine chapel. All things are from the past, every seat a time capsule. See that they can sign maps you. Deities inside gravel, creeping up behind grab you. Reason why my rhymes baffle. Much to the move star, and saying look how smooth he is, I'm something like a juice bar. They bishops all accuse me of removing all the blackness, like a substance that removes tar. Spirit free lyrically, I've come to take it too far. Few saw my feathers and they only saw a bird perch. In every culture, all they gods spoke of me in first person. Zodiac, Satan got the yogis round the world searching. Roll me from the dirt merchant holy with the earth circling. My physicals and sculpts are fastened from a fist of mud. The flow that made the mythic flood. Missile stud, sigil thug, the engineer who script my code and wrote it in magician's blood. Man Samutra, man that super secrets to the clock council. Be myself, even if the people in the box doubt you. Teleport, I be myself, seems that they forgot how to. We the ones that the deities on top bout you. Living speakers slide out you, see your spirit pop out you. Beating me and not bout to, sequences I drop wild you. Risk electrocution, just a touch we call it shock value. Every day's a lesson, every moment is a plus degree. When I reached the door, I discovered that I was the key.
Some of us see that must succeed.
Rose to the heavens so high, it's all under me.
This is Jody with your weekly video on the esoteric news where ancient knowledge meets current events. To discuss chakras. Specifically, I want to talk about the blue chakra, which is your throat chakra. Who's familiar? When your throat chakra is not in alignment, you might find that you have certain blockages or misalignments where you're having a hard time speaking. You might be having issues with your creativity. You might also have communication problems. So your throat chakra is very, very important, and it also has physical symptoms. So when you have a block, it doesn't just affect one part, like the emotional part of your body, but it actually has a physical aspect as too. Oh shit, you get what I'm trying to say. See, my chakra must be a little bit blocked because my words are a little bit cocked. So when your throat chakra is not in alignment, you actually might suffer from thyroid problems. You might also be someone who has frequent sore throats or continuously have a raspy voice. Some people even report that they have a lump feeling in their throat, like you have a constant tickle in your throat that you just can't seem to get out, like a frog in your throat. Ribbit. Also connected to your ability to hear. If you find that you're having problems with hearing what people are saying, if you are finding yourself talking over people, or maybe not fully understanding or comprehending what people are saying to you, that could be a part of your throat chakra. Expression, personal expression is also something that's blocked when your throat chakra isn't cleared. There are lots of crystals and different things you can use to help with that, which I'll talk about in a minute. The throat chakra is also called the Vishuddha chakra. So it governs your self-expression. It's something that for people who've suffered PTSD from emotional abuse, childhood trauma, this is a very common chakra to have blocked. So you might have a hard time seeking help or expressing yourself when it's blocked. Something that's helpful for people who suffer from PTSD, from trauma, and who have throat problems with their fifth chakra, Vishuddha, one of the things you can do to help you is to focus on the now. Bring yourself into the current living situation that you're in. Don't project to the future. Don't look to the past. Be in the now. Now, a way to do that is simple. One technique you could use is good old Vicks Vapor Rub. Yes, I'm Hispanic, so you know Vicks goes with everything. But in real, don't mind the joke, but for real, what you do is you take the Vicks, which has menthol in it. You place a little bit of it on your throat. It will help you to, 1, open your airway. 2, it's going to stimulate you. 3, it's going to get you in the moment thinking of the now. It's going to get that olfactory working. So it's going to help you to concentrate on living in the right now. So That's one technique that might help a bit. Also gum, spearmint gum may be something you find helpful. So, it's a small technique, but it's one that is effective. Aquamarine is one of the strongest crystals you could use to assist you with this. It is designed to stimulate energy flow from your heart to your throat, leading to better communication, more honest communication, courage. It's supposed to give you tolerance, and also my favorite, which is compassion. It's supposed to help you with compassion. Now, some of the healing properties behind that are that it helps with your lungs, and it also helps with clearing your skin. So that's definitely a plus. Now, another one that helps is blue lace agate for balance. With that one, it's supposed to help your thyroid gland. It's supposed to help if you have swollen glands or if you suffer from a lot of sore throat or agitation. Turquoise, which I love. Turquoise is a very good one as well. Now, turquoise is good for self-forgiveness and inner healing. It's supposed to help with depression and exhaustion, and it's a good detox. So, turquoise has many, many uses, and it is honestly one of my favorites. One that takes a very close second to me is lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is one that's supposed to help with self-forgiveness, healing, balance, harmony. It's a detox for your body and for your skin. Now, it has a lot of healing properties behind it. One of the things it helps with is your vocal cords. It's supposed to help with insomnia. It's also supposed to help with vertigo. So if you're someone who suffers from a lot of dizziness or maybe even headaches, this might be something to consider using. Lapis lazuli is also said to help with judgment, self-government, vertigo, creativity of new ideas. It's supposed to help with balance and stability, hence taking away the vertigo and providing you with inner balance and peace. Oftentimes we find ourselves imbalanced in our life. So with your chakras, there's no difference there. Now, if your fifth chakra is out of alignment, you might find yourself smarting off at the mouth, speaking inappropriately, trying too hard to make yourself heard. You know that, I know that, I knew this, told you so type person. Don't be that person. Nobody likes that. That's not good balance. When you use your voice, you want it to be positive. You want it to be helpful and beneficial, not just for yourself, but for the good of everybody. If your throat chakra is imbalanced, you might find yourself gossiping, maybe even lying, maybe exaggerating, saying things that aren't fully accurate, but more for attention than for truth-seeking or telling. So be careful with that. On the other hand, if your fifth chakra is balanced, you'll find yourself able to communicate eloquently, express yourself to people, be more creative in the things you do and in the way you present yourself. You will find that not only do other people comprehend you, but you comprehend yourself too. Important. Now here's another part. I don't like to focus on this myself, but there are others out there that this may come in handy for. There are those of you out there who may have taken oaths. Maybe you belong to some secret organizations and you've taken an oath not to speak. You know, in some organizations, if you speak, the oath that you have taken is that you will take a sword to your own throat and cut your own throat for speaking and telling too much. So I'm glad I didn't take that oath. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Peace to the family. It's your brother now was born alive. We're here on
I can't hear
Wednesday,
you.
Royal Priesthood Wednesday. Can you hear me?
Hear you.
Oh, all right. Here on Royal Priesthood Wednesday, it's your brother now was born alive holding up the Royal Priesthood Wednesday segment uh, right here on the Killah Priest Podcraft. We got a special guest by special request in the building. And while she's reconnecting, let me do a shout out. Let me do a shout out real quick to the Geminis. It's the first Wednesday in Gemini season. Okay, so let me shout out the one and only Jada Kiss. His born day is today. Let me shout out 3 Stacks. Let me shout out 3 Stacks. And let me shout out my brother who is listening in the building. His born day is today. We got the special guest via his referral. My brother, Hakim Universal Life Allah is in the building. His born day is today. And the hits keep on going. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some and present to others our special guest for this evening, a world traveler, one who is dedicated to wellness, one who is dedicated to peace, one who is dedicated to ensuring that the earth's bounty gives us what we need to rid ourselves of affliction and to put us in a state of wellness. And she a super duper hip hop head I heard through the grapevine. So let me welcome our Capricorn sister here in the building tonight, the one, the only, Dr. Reagan Taylor, paging Dr. Reagan Taylor. Dr. Reagan
Hey,
Taylor.
peace. Hi.
Peace, how you feeling?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm good. Okay. I had to put something on my throat chakra to make sure I was good to go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that. Well, hi. I'm Dr. Reagan Taylor. I'm an acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist. All right, use Chinese herbs, and I work here in Austin, Texas.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So how did you get started? You could have been doing anything. I know you was moonwalking when you was young. So how did you go from moonwalking to world traveling?
How'd you know I was moonwalking?
Hey,
Yeah, no, I was a little hippie, and I would just hitchhike around, and then I broke my ankle, and I found acupuncture, and I had a really wild experience, and that's really common with people that get into acupuncture and find that type of medicine is they have a profound experience with it, and that's exactly what happened to me. I remember laying on the table. It was probably like my third treatment, and it was cool. Um, but I remember laying on the table, and every needle that she put in me felt like fire, and not in a bad way. It was just you felt the chi, which is energy. You felt it moving, and it just coursed and just circulated through my whole body, and it was wild. And I actually haven't had an experience quite like that again with acupuncture, but it was just like, what is this? And then you start reading about it, and it's just this beautiful ancient medicine that's a mix between medicine and art and nature, and it's just based on thousands of years of empirical evidence, and it's a really beautiful tradition, and I feel really privileged to be able to practice it and learn it and teach it as well.
right. So the Western medicine world meets the Eastern philosophy world. So what was that
Mhm.
journey like for you from the first experience to okay, this is something I want to pursue, something I want to do. I know it's a very rigorous process of
It really
school
is, yeah.
and a
It
long
really is.
time. So can you share some of that process for you? What was it like for you as a student? And then, the flip side of that, what was it like for you as a teacher?
Yeah. So it is a really, really intense program. It's an intense educational process. It's a 4-year master's degree and then an extra, depending on the kind of doctorate you do. For me, it was an extra 3-year doctorate. In acupuncture, there's a couple different kinds of doctorates that you can get. It's the only field that are multiple levels of doctorate. I chose the DAOM, which is more based on research and education. Going through the process, it really transforms you. It is completely you think you're getting into it. Most students get into it, and that's something I did myself, and that's something I find in students that when they come to my school, is they get into it with this idealization that it's going to be fun learning, which it is, but it is, especially for us in the West, it's very much a different way of thinking, and we have to look through the world of medicine and nature through a completely different lens that we are not used to. So looking at the world through that lens, looking through the way our body works and operates, and then also integrating that with Western medicine, which is something, the program that I went through and also the program that I teach at, we all about integrating, because we do feel like that is really important for us in the West, is be able to integrate into allopathic medicine and be able to, because many of our patients, right, they don't just come to us. They have whole healthcare teams. They're on medications, right? We have to learn how to work within that system. So it was intense. It took a lot of studying. It took a lot of figuring out who I am as a person and who I want to be, and also navigating patient care. Because just because you're learning the medicine and learning how, 1 + 1 = 2, and this is what I do, you have to also navigate taking responsibility, which is a huge responsibility for your patients, and providing them with equitable care, providing them with compassion and empathy, because so many people come to us and we might be their last ditch effort in this chronic issue that they're having. So that's actually where my passion kind of stemmed from, was patient care. I would go to school, I'd have a long day in class, I would be tired, I'd be tired from studying. I also worked part-time or full-time, depending on the week, while I was in full-time school. So I'd be tired, but I would get into clinic as a student, and I still, as a practitioner, as a teacher, I would get into clinic and it flowed. And that's when you know that that's what you're supposed to do, is like, you get there and you feel better leaving. I didn't feel drained. I didn't feel depleted. I felt filled up, because I was working with patients and they would come in not feeling well and they would float out the door. One of my favorite things is I love grumpy patients. That's my favorite, is a grumpy patient. Someone that comes in, they're not in a good mood, they're in pain, or they're not feeling well, and you ungrump them. And they leave and they're so appreciative and thankful and feeling better, which is what's important. So the patient care aspect is what really lights my fire, and which is why I am the clinical education director at AIMC here in Austin. It's Acupuncture and Integrated Medicine College. We have 2 campuses, one in Berkeley, one here in Austin. So I'm responsible for coordinating all the clinic care, training our supervisors and our interns, and making sure that our clinical education is really top notch. So that's what I love to do. And I mostly teach in the clinical setting. I'm not really much of a didactic. I don't really like to lecture. I'm not like, let me show you PowerPoints and talk at you, really. I'm more like, let's get in the clinic and let's put our hands on patients and let me show you how to do this properly. Let me show you the real essence of providing really, really good patient care. So that's what I'm about, for sure. But navigating that as a student, right, is a lot of work. I went into school, I went into Chinese medicine school, like vegetarian. I did not leave a vegetarian. It's a very common thing with Chinese medicine students, and plus you learn nutritional value in those things. But then transitioning that into teaching, I'm also a big support system for our students at AIMC. So I think I still have that. I want to support students, and I understand what they're going through, and that this is a lot, and that a lot happens, life happens while you're in school studying. And so I support the students quite a bit, and I love to teach. It really fills me up quite a bit. I do a lot of administrative stuff too, which isn't as fun, but the teaching is really what I'm here for.
So what about navigating challenges with teachers, like a disconnect between the students and the teachers, education, learning styles, there are all kind of things that are in the world now that weren't in the world
Yeah.
before now. So,
Hmm.
is there a process that you go about, striving to connect one with the other?
Yeah. I don't know if it's really a process or just like my innate character. Like I said, I'm a Cancer rising, right? So I'm like, I like to nurture. I like to make sure people have what they need to be successful. I'm also actually the disability accommodations coordinator for my school. So I do all of the like coordinating for our students that have accommodations, making sure they have what they need. But really, it's about setting up all the students for success and navigating that while still maintaining high standards for our school, because it's still really, really important that we maintain really high standards for our students so they can get out into the world and really start helping people. And maintaining those standards while helping students navigate life can definitely be a little challenging because you have students come to you with all kinds of things, really devastating things, right? And you just want to do what you can to help them to get through the program and learn and then become really, really talented practitioners. It can also be really, really frustrating when I've had several extremely talented students that in the clinic, they are amazing practitioners, but they don't handle what they need to handle with their didactic classes, like getting the papers in on time or taking tests and trying to, because of life circumstances, right? Because that happens to all of us. So it can be a little frustrating to try to help students along with that because you want them to succeed because it's like you have so much talent to get out there in their world and help people. Let's let's get this paper in. Like let's take this test we need you to take. But it can be challenging, but it's also really rewarding at the same time because I know that I am setting loose really, really talented people into the world that are really dedicated to providing really equitable care for people. And that's really important to me.
All right, so I'm gonna bother you for a second. What's a dope memory that you remember that was like a defining moment for you as a student, and then for you in the administrative teaching?
Oh, ooh, put me on the spot. Okay, so I think one of my favorite memories as a student, it's going to be a little random. So I went to AIOMA Graduate School of Integrated Medicine that was here in Austin. It closed in early 2024, and my school that I currently work for opened. and part of AIOMA's curriculum is they had a lot of mind body movement classes. So we had a whole series of Tai Chi classes and a whole series of Qigong classes that we had to take. And these kind of movement classes are really, really important for practitioners to really cultivate our own Qi. Like that is so important. So AIOMA really, really focused on those kind of movement classes. And whenever I first became a student, it was really like my second term, we had our teacher, his name was Master Lee. And I remember I was in the courtyard and Master Lee just did a double take at me. And I could see all over his face judgment. I'm a big girl, right? I'm a big girl. And I could just see judgment all over his face. And I was just like, and I had his class later that day for the first time. It was the first time I was having a class with him. And I was just like, okay, I got you, Doc. I clocked that. I'm just like, I see you, Master Lee. And I'm a big girl, but I can be real graceful when I want to be. And I was really dedicated to his class. And so throughout the whole Tai Chi, taught Tai Chi. And so throughout the whole Tai Chi class, the whole series, right, I really focused on that class and I worked on my movements. I really did my best to perfect the movements. And I remember once we were in the dojo at AIOMA and we would just spend an entire class on one movement. And I remember doing a movement and Master Lee kind of came up behind me as I was doing the movement and I ended it and he just slapped me on the back and he was like, yes, that is, that is it. It's just like, I got this like confirmation from Master Lee that I was doing right. And then again with Master Lee at the end of the term or at the end of the series of 3 classes, he would teach like little portions of a whole series in each series of the class. So he taught us 24 for him. And so he would take certain movements and that would be the first series of the class and then the next movements. So by the class 3, I was like, Master Lee, like, can we put all of the movements together. And I've been practicing all the movements together since I'd learned them, right? But we didn't put them all together. And he's like, okay. He's like, I want 4 people from the class to do all the movements together. And it was like a class of like 20 people. And he picked myself and 3 other people to like demonstrate how to do the 24 form for the entire class. And it just felt like, it felt nice to get that from Master Lee, especially after that, the initial look of judgment from him. And so that was a beautiful thing with being a student. And to be honest, I don't think there's, as me as an educator, I don't think there's one particular standout moment as of yet that I can think of. It always gets me a little choked up whenever I see people graduating. It was really nice to see the first class of students that I taught. I used to teach at AOMA, I would teach the techniques course. So I would teach people how do you hold a needle, how to needle a body correctly. So I taught them all the very basic skills of needling. And I was a brand new baby teacher. I actually co-taught that class with my colleague, Jenny Jin. And we co-taught that class together. And so it was a really large class. I think it was like 25 people. And it was really beautiful for the graduation ceremony for that class of people that I started teaching to graduate. And they were all just amazing students. And so that was really nice to see, right? To see them go out into the world and pass all their really difficult board exams and become licensed and begin practicing. That's really nice. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to see that.
Wonderful. So I heard through the grapevine you're a hip hop head, and we're on the Killah Priest Podcraft. So
Yeah.
what's something about Killah Priest, whether it's his style, whatever it is, what was it attractive for you in regards to Killah Priest in particular?
I mean, he's crazy. And you know what? Hawk. I don't know if Hawk's here, but the night I met Hawk, I was just like, Killah Priest is crazy. And he was like, oh, I'm going to tell him that. I was like, good. Because I mean it in a good way. Because like with Priest lyrics, like he's untethered. And he he walks between worlds with his lyrics, right? And with what he's trying to convey. And also his beats are sick. And he's got so much music out there. He just like bangs them out, and he doesn't call it in either. He like puts that heart into all of it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Killah Priest. He's a mystic trickster.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and show your love for the one and only Killah Priest in the building.
Yo,
What up?
The mystic trickster himself.
The mystic
Nagamati God body is in the building.
I like that. Peace.
What up, Priest?
Peace to you, Dr. Reagan. How you say Reagan?
Reagan, yeah.
Yeah, Reagan.
Yeah.
I like that, Taylor.
Thank you.
Man, just listen to your bill. Let me show myself a little bit. I won't be too rude. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just to let you know, it's me. I'm just enjoying everything, just recording and being a trickster.
Yeah.
Being a trickster. Yeah. But
staying in touch with the cosmos, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the Podcraft.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is way out of my comfort zone, but I feel like we got to do stuff like this to expand as human beings, right? So that's why I'm here. But I appreciate it.
Right. I overheard you say you are a martial artist.
Oh, I do Tai Chi, right? I don't do like Kung Fu or karate or anything like that, but I practice Tai Chi. It's an important form of chi cultivation, right? Because I work with people's chi every day, so it's important that I'm able to cultivate my own.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. That fits right into the tea break, you know. Tai Chi or Cha Chi. We going to Hawk had told me about you. He had told me. Yeah, he told me He actually told me what he said he was going to tell.
I thought he said you were going to address it. I thought I'd go ahead and get ahead of it.
Oh, no, you did. You did. Actually, he just told me you were there at the J Electronica show. He met you and I was talking, y'all chopped it up, and you knew some of my songs and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's definitely peace, you know.
Yeah.
The universe.
I've seen you tons. I remember there was a boat party. It was like, probably like 15 years ago. And it was so cold and the wind was so bad we couldn't even leave the dock.
Was that in Texas? Yeah, I think I remember that. With DJ Notion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you was on that boat? You was on that boat?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think Soliloquists of Sound were there too.
Yes.
Yeah. It was cold as hell, and we couldn't even leave the dock, but we still had the party. Man.
Yeah. Small world, man.
Yeah.
What's up to the great knowledge born? Gotta acknowledge the knowledge born.
Yeah, quick shout out to Hawk. You know, it's his born day today. You know what I mean? Him and Jada kissing, 3 stacks. You know, he in good company. Lewis got some. You hear all of them?
Come up for his bro.
Yeah, definitely. Word up.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Taylor, you're a Capricorn, and Priest is a Leo.
A Leo. He's a Leo. I knew that.
Right. So, what's your astrology? Astrology. You know, what's your astrology on that?
I mean, one, Geminis, you guys get a bad rap, and I'm sorry about that. That sucks. I love Geminis. Leos, who doesn't love a Leo?
I'm listening.
But no, for real, who doesn't love a Leo? Like, you guys are the sun. Like, you're bright, you shine bright, you're the sun. Like, you got that confidence. Like, you shine light, not just from yourself, but to other people. And Geminis, y'all just see the world different. In a good way. And y'all can, like,
that's peace.
I don't want to bounce between realities, but can bounce between, like, this and that. You know what I'm saying? With the Geminis. Yeah.
Tupac, Lauren. Yeah, y'all got so many. I'm like, man, Geminis is just it's
all
crowded.
Over the place.
They make the room crowded. What you say your sign was?
I'm a Capricorn, but I got a Scorpio moon and a Cancer rising sign. So I got a lot of feels. I got a lot of intensity, a lot of deep emotions, and then I like to nurture people, make sure everybody's okay.
Well, okay. Yeah. You said Aquarius?
No, it's Capricorn.
No, Capricorn. Yeah.
January 1st. My birthday is January 1st.
Oh, okay.
It's a good birthday.
That's a great one.
It is. The only downside about my birthday is I like to take trips on my birthday, and it's always so expensive. That's the only downside, is it's so much more expensive, but
right, because it's the new year. Right.
Yeah. Like I went to Costa Rica for my birthday 2 years ago, and it was like probably 2.5 times more expensive than it would have been if I had gone another time of year. But it's okay. Yeah. I drove around. I was by myself. It was nice.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Oh. Something's ringing.
Yeah, it's my phone, my bag.
So speaking of travel, did some traveling here.
Yeah, I've done a little bit.
And what's some of your greatest takeaways from travel, and what's some of the places you traveled to?
I mean, the greatest takeaways from traveling is just people, right? Like seeing different cultures and meeting different people and seeing different lands. Like that's really important to me. I haven't been able to travel a ton as much as I'd like to, but a little bit. Been to Mexico quite a bit. I love Mexico. Been to Costa Rica and Brazil and Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. How was that?
Ethiopia. I mean, that was like the pinnacle, right? Like that was a life-changing trip. So there was in another life, I thought myself as a Rasta.
Hey.
And Haile Selassie the first, you know? And so the stars just kind of aligned. Like I had always been, you know, talked about wanting to go to Ethiopia, of course. And one night my friend Dawn called me and she's like, yo, so I know you've always wanted to go to Ethiopia. I have a good friend, Aha. He's from Ethiopia and he does these tours and he's doing a tour in like 3 weeks. You should go. And I was like, oh, there's no way I can go to Ethiopia in 3 weeks. I was like, but give me his number. Like, I'd love to talk to him for like something in the future, right? And so I gave him a call and I talked to him. And at the end of the phone call, I was like, I'm going to Ethiopia in 3 weeks. I was just like, there was no reason for me to say no other than me just saying no. Like I had a job. I was working for this like website that was like, it was called Roster Roots. And I was just like helping a guy pack up orders and like send orders. And I had a little bit of cash saved. So I was like, why can't I go? So I ended up buying my flight and I was there for about a month and it was life-changing. I went to Shashamani and which, if you know, Shashamani is where Haile Selassie the first like set aside parcels of land for
repatriation.
You know,
Yeah,
exactly. So there's a whole like community, a lot of folks from the Caribbean there. The 12 tribes of Israel headquarters is there, right? You got the 12 tribes HQ, you got the Nyabingi Tabernacle HQ, and then you got the Bopo Shanti, right? So I was actually there over Haile Selassie's birthday, July 23rd. So I went to 12 tribes for like a concert, and then I went to the Nyabingi Tabernacle for a bingi that night. Of course I didn't go to Bobo Shanti. It's not my space, right? But I was welcomed into the 12 tribes and the bingi Tabernacle. And then toured around. I went to Lake Lungano. We went to Lake Tana, and Lake Tana is actually the source of the Nile. And on Lake Tana, we took some boats around, and when there's a bunch of islands on Lake Tana, and with a bunch of really ancient, like 1,000-year-old churches, right? So we went to a couple churches, and I remember walking up, and there was just this tiny island that had like a church on the top, and I was walking up, and there's like a little stand because you got to pay to go in, right? And they just handed me this like manuscript. And they're speaking on Amharic, so I don't know what they're saying. And my friend Aha, so Aha grew up kind of in between Ethiopia and Denver, Colorado. And so Aha looks at me, he's like, that's a 900-year-old manuscript. And I was like, the fuck? Okay. But it's just so ancient, you know, like just everything. And the thing about Ethiopia, of course, it's never been colonized, right? And while it's a Muslim and a Christian country, Christianity was not imposed on them in the way it was imposed everywhere else in the world, right? So it's really unique because Christianity really just kind of naturally flowed into the country, which is, you know, not common, right? So, yeah, then I went to the Blue Nile Falls. I went to Lalibela. Lalibela was amazing. I just sat in Bet Georgis, which is kind of the most famous church, St. George of Bet Georgis. I just sat in there for hours and just took a little meditation break. And I was unable to go up to Aksum. It was just a little too far north, but just kind of rode around for a long time. And it was really beautiful, and it was absolutely life-changing. I still have on Lake Tana, there was on one of the islands we went to, there was a bunch of kids running around that were selling these little like papyrus canoes that they made out of papyrus. And I still have that hanging in my car. It's been hanging, it hangs from the mirror in all of my cars, just as like this little protective thing. And all the cars I've had since then, this is like 20 years ago, you know? So all the cars I've had, it's still hanging there, my little papyrus canoe. But yeah, Ethiopia was absolutely life-changing.
Okay.
I'm really fortunate to be able to have gone.
You met Hawk at this show, right? And this is Born Day today. If you could say something to him, hopefully he can hear you. What would you want to say to him?
Oh, he can hear me. Happy birthday, King K. I gave him a little nickname, King K of Pectate. I hope he's having a happy born day. I'm kind of bummed he decided not to come. I was kind of hoping he would, but I don't know. Hope I get to see him soon. He
Your
likes
wish
to.
is
He
my
likes. He
command.
likes to. He's always.
Hey,
He's
There
always
he is.
shaking his.
thank you.
There he is. It
Turn
works
Thank
on.
you.
every
Turn on your
day.
video so I can
Yo,
see you shaking your head.
yeah, Pastor
Yeah.
Solar return.
Yep. I'm out here with Prince and Apollonia at Lake Minnetonka. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Um, hey, Reagan doesn't know my. She's seen my personality in text, and she was like, "Wow, I can't tell when you're joking." That's pretty true statement. Ain't it right now,
I
Reagan?
mean,
That's true.
whenever you said Drake is king, I was like, he's got to be.
I
He's
mean,
got.
he is.
He
My
is.
top five is
No.
Priest, Drake, and Drake.
Man.
That's it. And Drake. Get that Iceman album.
Yo,
Sarcasm.
no. Thank God. Okay.
I'm just I'm enjoying hearing your travels in Ethiopia. You know, I
Yeah.
think I got to talk to you about it a little bit at the show.
Yeah. Hmm.
Priest, Priest. I just wanted you to know she was up there at the J Electronica show. She was like, I don't know anybody better than J Electronica. I'm just letting you know that's what she
Don't
said.
say
You know what
that.
I'm saying? And then
It's-
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
that's a lie. That's lies.
But
I
I
need
did let
proof.
them know that Josh said you were a hip hop head.
I am.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so we gonna find out.
Uh-oh.
We gonna find out.
I
Yeah,
man,
for the
Hawk,
test.
I knew Hawk
Yeah,
had it in for me. I don't know. You have it
never.
in for me. I don't know what it
No,
is. I don't know what I did to cross you.
no. That's hey. If I don't joke you or get at you like that, I don't like you.
All right.
I don't
I
pay
can
you
take
no
it.
attention. That's my love language.
That's that May
Yeah, yeah.
Tormented.
Gemini.
Yes,
That's that
sir.
May Gemini.
Yep.
Good
Yeah.
thing
And I was
good
born
thing I
as a
can take
Gemini
it.
too. Remember that.
I know. I
Yeah.
Cool.
know.
Well, that's peace. You
I'm
see how
in good
polished he
company.
is? That's not what the text looked like. Very polished, guys. Very just, Priest, do you remember her from the boat? From that boat, right?
I remember the boat. I don't necessarily remember her,
She had
but
locks.
she was there though. She explained it and kind of
Uh-huh.
described it good. And I was like, "Oh, you was there. She was there. Yeah, she
I was
described it.
there.
Yeah, she was there. We didn't move. We didn't move. It was like real cold. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
You had
I'm
on a
trying to.
big ass jacket too. You had on a big ass jacket. I
I
remember your
wonder what I
Yeah,
photo.
had.
yeah, yeah.
Did you see me that trip? Because usually every trip I'll see you. Maybe one.
Right, right. Yes, mostly all the time. No, I don't think. Where was the trip? Where was that lake at? That ocean. Where was it?
Was that
You
Lake
remember?
Oh,
Travis?
it was Lake Travis. Yeah.
Okay.
Lake
Yeah.
Travis. Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have, you tell me when you're coming into town, but I don't remember that. What year was it? Do you remember, Reagan?
Yo, it was probably like a good 15 years ago.
Yeah, that was a
Oh,
while back. Yeah, that
Yeah, it
whoa,
was a
was a
whoa,
long
while
whoa,
back.
ass
whoa.
time
Okay.
ago.
I
Yeah.
might have been out of town too. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those. Yo, we doing a boat. The whole thing was
Hmm.
about the boat, and it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
Hmm.
we're gonna be sailing. I don't know where we was going, but
Right.
Just going
it
around
was
the lake.
yeah, just going around the
Gillis
lake.
Was
Island.
a priest was Notion there?
Yeah, Notion was there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he
It
knew
was
a
still
place.
fun. It was
Yeah,
cold, but it was still fun. I still had a good time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Were you
yeah.
drinking, Reagan?
I don't think so. I don't
You
even think they had alcohol on the boat.
were you smoking?
Probably.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Probably.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't really smoke anymore.
You don't?
Hawk, not really.
Okay.
Not a way to
Hawk,
get
how's your birthday? How's your birthday, Hawk?
It's been nice, and
Turning.
I don't really get into my birthday like that. So I did a little work this
Mm.
morning, and then I just read a lot today. So it's just nice and quiet. I don't like talk to my mother and thanked her for,
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah,
giving birth to God.
that's real.
God. And that
Damn.
was, hey, I mean,
Damn.
that's Mary. I mean,
That's cool.
I got to
Yeah,
give it up. And,
yeah.
so it's just been just real simple.
Mm,
And I don't like a lot of fuss made over me. Like
Mm-hmm.
that keeps the ego down. I will literally go on any social media platform that has my birthday like a week or two before that and remove it.
mm,
Hoping that it doesn't remind anybody, because a lot of friends, a lot of my, I grew up in Europe, so I went to high school in Germany. So I have
mm.
people from all over, old teachers and all that shit. And I don't like all that. Gary, how's it going? Like, no, 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 no. I'm shy. I don't know if you know that. I'm shy.
Yeah, you really strike me as shy for
Very shy.
sure. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
shy.
Real timid, real timid.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's
So,
that's kind of why I like my birthday. My birthday is January 1st, right? So it's like there's always something to do, but it's
yeah.
not about me. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not the focus of all the goings on. It's like there's still
Yeah.
parties and stuff to do, but I'm not the focus. So I
Wow.
enjoy that.
So your
That's what I
birthday
like.
is what day?
January 1st.
Oh, Capricorn. I forget.
Capricorn.
That's
How?
you know what Capricorn is in Latin?
No, what is it?
Satan. I'm just saying. They're
Isn't
very
it
mean
Sith?
people.
I thought it was Sith. I must be
Oh, both
mistaken.
same. 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 Same.
Interchangeable,
Same.
yeah.
Same.
I don't know what I did to cross Hawk, but
You didn't. I didn't. This is all love. Feel that. All the
So
love.
what you said. Hey,
Yeah.
Word.
speaking of Ethiopia, have you seen the documentary? Grandpa was an emperor.
I have, yeah, I actually have it on. I bought it on Amazon.
Yeah, that was deep. That
Yeah,
was
it really
deep,
was.
deep. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. I still got him. I got him up here. Where is he? Where's my Emperor Haile Selassie? He's
She's a
up
real
there.
master.
He's up there. Oh, see, he's up there.
Really? What's it
He's
about?
around.
I never heard of that.
Oh man, it's about this woman. You can explain it to him. This lady found out that her grandfather, she was the granddaughter of and she lived in Texas of Emperor Haile Selassie.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, and she started backtracking to all her stories and end up finding the whole assassination. That was crazy. That
Wow.
part. She
How
went
did
all
he
the way.
die? I forget. Wasn't it like
Oh no, it was
like
bad.
really?
Go ahead. I let
No.
her tell it. Yeah, good.
Tell me, Dr.
Um.
Reagan Taylor.
Yeah. According to the documentary, or you talking about the
Yeah,
mythos?
like I know there's a myth behind it too that he's not really dead,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean there's lots of Rastas don't believe he's dead because he can't die
Okay.
because he's God. I mean he's God, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Um. But I think it was some interesting circumstances. I don't remember how Haile Selassie died.
Oh, in the
He didn't die in
documentary,
exile, did he?
that dude, what's his name? The one who came behind him?
Mussolini?
Nah, Mussolini couldn't do it. It was I'm gonna get his name right now. That dude, kind of like, what's the emperor right behind him? Let
Um,
me get his name. It was
um,
bad, yo. He
Bef-
he, he kind of like arrested him
yeah.
and threw him in prison, and then put him under his chair. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Really?
put him in a cell under his chair. What was his name? I'm gonna get his name right now.
KB, you don't know that?
Mm-mm.
Surprise. Huh.
Yeah. Um.
Are you talking about Amha? Is it
There you
Amha?
go. There you go. I'm high. Yeah, that dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. It was bad. Yeah,
Really?
you probably gotta watch that documentary
I
again.
might check it out. Yeah,
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 I
it's
think I
really
do. It's
good.
been a minute. I haven't seen it in a
Yeah.
long time.
Somehow was what he did. to the emperor, he was crazy with, because he was more radical. Like he was saying that Selassie wasn't doing everything he's supposed to do, like free the people, and he just
Yeah.
went. He went in like
Right. So
killed
I
this.
know that there were other Ethiopians, like my friend, her mother's from Tigrit, something like that. The name, and they didn't have. She's like a Coptic Christian, and her
Mhm.
view of Haile Selassie is not the way Rasta's view. It's like more like a
Right.
tyrant. But I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well, he's a war general too, so you got to factor
Oh, really?
in, like you say, emperor. Emperor just denotes royalty, but
Emperor, yeah.
like he fought,
Mhm.
like so trying to do double duty, like in the times of the kings went to battle, right? But there's a different thing. You're trying to keep out an invading power with an invading insider inside next to you, right? So if you look at Reagan's birthday is January the 1st, 1804. Like they fought a war in
Mhm.
Haiti, and then right after that, after these ratifications of these articles, anybody who came there would be free, regardless of what their prior status was. That was not going to
Mhm.
last long with the European colonial powers. So the person
Mhm.
after Jean-Jacques Dessalines was like, "Oh, nah, I'll do whatever you want." You understand what I'm saying? So if you look at that, you look at like Patrice Lumumba and Desire Mobutu, it's the same, right? So the person who
Mhm.
comes after you wants to be the one that's in position, regardless to what the state of the people is. And it's just amazing what one set of perspective is on one person versus somebody that's there, right? So Selassie is the Christ among the Rastafarians because of that repatriation situation in regards to the expats in the land, right? So that's almost like 100-year time span where people were leaving the Caribbean and the Americas and going to that place in Ethiopia where that land was set aside. So that you look like a savior, right? So the other people who close to you, you ain't do nothing for, quote unquote. You look like a tyrant. So you get both aspects of it based off of proximity, right? So with them over there, that's a sanctuary, and that set off a chain of events of many people leaving the Americas and the surrounding areas and expatting and repatting to different lands too. So just even
Mhm.
in that alone, so even with Haiti, what that motto was, if you could make it here, you're free.
Mhm.
So just that, and then you
Wow.
have a delineation movement that took place in Ethiopia that's now Eritrea, right? So the Eritrean said, okay, we're going to deal with this from an Islamic perspective,
Listen.
and we're going to separate right next door to Somalia, right, and right next door
Mhm.
to Sudan. So you got to think about all of these things in the same sort of a landmass where it matters, but there's not really a rift historically. If you look at the Islamic perspective, one of the places Muhammad was able to hide was in Ethiopia, what was called Abyssinia at the time. And Bilal was the guy that made that responsible. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to think of these relationships in regards to what it is versus what the people are doing now. So perspectives vary based off of who got the pen in their hand. Understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yeah,
Until lions
pretty
have
dope.
historians of their own, the tale of the humble will forever glorify the hunter, right?
That's right.
Mhm.
Right. And
It's
today's the
kind of
Eid.
philosophy.
Today's the Eid of sacrifice. Today is the first day of the Eid for the ones who ascribe to the Abrahamic traditions, where Abraham was told to sacrifice his son. So there's
Yeah.
speculation about which son it is, either Ishmael or Isaac, but either way it goes, the tradition goes like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, the feast of sacrifice.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
Damn.
I
Damn.
got to do that for AD. Amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, remove that when you
That's,
get a chance when y'all get back
yeah,
to the podcast.
Yeah,
that's my man Jesse Lee. Amazing.
yeah. He was a dope
Jesse.
guest.
Huh?
He was a dope guest. I like
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. We gonna get him back. We gonna get him back. Yeah, he was dope. Yeah, he was. He
I
was
call
set.
him the Black Matlock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know about Jesse Lee Reagan?
Mm-mm. No,
Oh yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's fun. Yeah, he's a great guest. A podcast. So,
Yeah,
are you?
everybody thinks that they have him licked. You know, when they go to him, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna teach him something," and then you ask him a couple of questions, and all of a sudden, they're not so smart. You know, he's one of those ones.
I
So
Right.
love
I,
that.
I said Matlock and Columbo. It's like mixed together. They got that going on.
I
Yeah,
love that.
somebody.
Someone you learn from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Word.
yeah. So, oh man, so what you been listening to?
Me?
Yeah,
Um. Oh, I've been listening to that new Drake.
the Drake
I'm just
Ace Man, Ace in your veins.
I can see it coming. I can see it coming. That new Drake.
I was gonna ask mathematics about that. A lot of math, but we went off that. I was gonna ask him how he felt about it. How you like it?
Me? The new
Yeah,
Drake album?
yeah.
Uh, I haven't listened to that.
Which one? Which one? Which one? The song, the singing one.
I
I know. He said, "I watch." Oh, you was. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I was like, pick that the singing, the ballads, singing about. Word. Oh, yeah, man.
I've actually been listening to a lot of Sam Henshaw lately.
Ooh.
He's like R&B from the UK. He just came out with a new album, and I really like it. So I've been listening to that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like it feels like everybody's searching for something new and like something because hip hop got repetitive, going over the same old thing, and it's like it just get you know it just get boring after a while if nobody's talking about something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think hip hop's gotten repetitive at all. I listen to all kinds of music. So it's like
Mm,
I just kind of like to mix it up. Some days it's like some weeks I'm just like on that 90s R&B. Sometimes I just listen to my like
I get the
my
same
old
way.
stuff that I listen to all the time. Like just
Yeah,
my playlist, you know?
yeah,
But then sometimes I do want to find some new stuff to love, you know? But yeah, I've
right.
been on a Sam Henshaw kick lately.
I like that outside the box. I
Yeah.
like listening to disco music. I like listening to soul music, even reggae. So it's like I'll
Yeah.
go through all of that like a whole chart. But at certain times, it's like certain feelings you get, like the holidays. That's gonna be Stevie. Um,
Yeah.
your man Johnny Matthews, and who's the other dude? Oh, dun, 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 hang on the mistletoe. What's one more? Come on, Hathaway.
I knew you were gonna say Donny Hathaway.
Yeah, yeah,
I get on real heavy Sam Cooke rotations too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
I
too.
love Sam Hook. I love Sam Cooke.
He's over here this
How he
time.
died was fucked up. Like Sam Cooke, how he died.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shit is messed up, dude. Oh my god,
Hey,
it
go
makes me
through it one
sick.
time. Go through it. How he died again? I know he was
Um,
shot, right?
yeah, he was shot by some old racist white woman at a motel because he was drunk, and she just
Wow.
shot and killed his ass. Yeah,
Oh, he
awful.
was,
It makes me sick.
yeah, no. It's like Marvin Gaye too. It's like just argue with him. It's just like you ain't got to pull out the well. I mean, he must have been.
Yeah,
I always man recall that, but you can't change that what had happened. So it's
mm-mm.
like his pop just said, "Wow," and it's like it was the second shot that killed him. I heard the first one was in the shoulder. If he would have just
Yeah,
let the one shot, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's a
It's like,
less than enough, dude. That's less than enough. One shot in the
yeah,
shoulder. Don't gotta
yeah,
finish the job.
yeah, that's
What have you
crazy.
been listening to, Priest?
Man, I've listening to since the movie came out. I've been listening to a lot of Mike. Um, um, just different stuff. A lot of Mike. I would say a lot of Mike since the movie, and then I've inspired, started doing this. I, kind of like stepped away for a little bit just to focus on making music. And then I started doing this. I kind of like stepped away for a little bit just to focus on making music. And then I started doing this. I kind of like stepped away for a little bit just to focus on making music. And then I started doing this. I kind of like stepped away for a little bit just to focus on making music. and it's just me and Mike. My microphone and Mike. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Word.
Always
Well,
making new music.
yeah. Yeah. Man, get inspired, man. The Podcraft, come in here and get you like and give you some type of ambition, something to look forward to, and then that you just get up and it just give you a burst of energy. Yo, man, I gotta keep this. You know what I mean? Just to keep the torch lit. Every time the
Yo.
torch get bad, yeah, like it's like a match that's even lighter, brighter than a torch.
Yeah.
Put it right on.
Keeping that
Word.
motivation, that jerk. It's called the
Yeah,
jerk, the will. It's governed by your
yeah,
kidneys. You got strong kidney essence. We got
right.
in Chinese medicine, there's pieces of our consciousness and our soul and spirit that are attached to our organ systems. And the will and like the motivation is the jerk, which is governed by our kidneys. And the kidneys are basically like the essence of our life, really. It's like
Mhm.
everything. Yeah. So yeah,
Talk.
you got some strong kidney chi.
Wow, that's deep that you said that. Tell me more about that because that's crazy. Because somebody that was real close to me didn't have kidneys. That's crazy,
Yeah.
lost of it. So that's deep that you even tapped into that.
Yeah. So I mean, like in Chinese medicine, right? We got organ systems. So we got the major organ systems going to be like our heart, our lungs, our spleen, our liver, and our kidneys. And they all govern different systems within our body. And then there are 5 spirits attached to each organ system. So
Okay.
like the Shen, which is the mind, is governed by the heart, and that represents our consciousness. And it's the basis for our humanity. And it's our authentic self. It's how we show up to the world. Our Po, it's like our physical soul, and it's governed by the lungs. And that's more like our instincts, our impulses, our assertiveness, and us being fair in the world. Then there's the Yi, and that is our thought, and that's governed by the spleen. And that's our intellect and our comprehension and creativity, right? And then we have the Hun, which is our ethereal soul. And the Hun is most like kind of the Western concept of the soul, right? It's like tethered to us at birth, but still remains after death. And it's how we kind of make it through life, setting goals for ourselves, and how we resolve and move through frustrations. And then we got the jerk, which is the will, which is governed by the kidneys. And this is like our willpower and our wisdom that's linked to our destiny and our fate. And it gives us courage to like move forward through life, through the unknown. And then through that unknown and moving through that, we gain wisdom and knowledge. Oh yeah. Chinese medicine's dope, y'all. Like it really is. And actually there's some really beautiful roots for how acupuncture came to the South Bronx. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Lincoln Detox Center. You guys heard of this?
Yep, of course.
Yeah, of course. Okay, cool. So I'll go on talk about Dr. Matulu.
Yeah,
But
my mother
it's
worked
like
for him.
nice.
Mm.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
beautiful. Wow.
yeah. My mother was a master herbalist and
Oh,
iridologist. So
dope.
yeah, when
Oh,
you
that's
start
so
looking
nice.
at those places and the reason, well, I would you finish. Go ahead.
Oh no, I want to hear what you have to say. I was just gonna talk about something,
Yeah, talk about it.
like
Talk about it. Yeah.
so for viewers, right? I really encourage people to watch. It's called Dope as Death. It is a documentary. You can see the full thing. It's on YouTube for free, right? So it basically talks about how acupuncture, a big part of American history and acupuncture history in the States, is starting in the South Bronx with the Lincoln Detox Center and the Black Panthers and the Young Lords. So the Young Lords, right? So in South Bronx back in the early 70s, there was a really bad heroin problem. And there was a hospital called the Lincoln Hospital, right? That had a lot of complaints against it. A lot of people were not really getting the care that they needed. And the Young Lords, which were like a Puerto Rican liberation group, basically like stormed this hospital and took over this hospital and made demands of the city to return the hospital. And to be clear, this didn't interrupt any patient care. Like the patients that were receiving care in the hospital did not get any lapse in care or anything like that. So they took over this hospital, made demands of the city, and which the demands were met. And part of the demands was to open a detox center there at Lincoln Hospital called the Lincoln Detox Center. And, you know, methadone is a really common way to treat addiction to heroin, right? But they wanted um, a non-chemical way to detox the body. And an article came out, I think it was in like a New York newspaper. I don't know if it was the Times, but basically an article about a man in China, a doctor in China in the hospital was treating a patient for respiratory issues in the hospital. And he noticed that whenever he did a certain point in the ear, not only did it help his respiratory issues, it also helped his withdrawal symptoms from drugs. And so they read this article and basically came up with this auricular acupuncture. Auricular is like ear acupuncture of 5 points in the ear to help with detoxing the body. And so that's how it's called the NADA protocol. The NADA stands for National Acu Detox Association, which is still used to this day. And it's used for all kinds of things. I use this protocol. It's 5 points on each ear. I use this protocol for all kinds of things. And this is really, really crucial history. They used acupuncture as for the revolution, right? For bringing healing to their communities, which is really beautiful. The Black Panthers and Young Lords, and it's really important history. And this was part of and whenever I taught class, this was part of my class. I always made my students watch Dope as Death. But yeah, can you tell me what did your mom do? I'm really curious about what your mom did.
Well, her and my father worked on the streets helping people get off of drugs, helping people get off drugs, prostitution, things like that. And, she did some of those things that you talked about in regards to that. Also Chinese herbs, and then also valerian root. Like she carried valerian root in her sack, the satchel. And it stinks, right? It stinks. Right?
Yeah.
And we saw her get a dope, like the nod out of the nod, a dope free nod, the valerian root, like smelling salts, like it could raise the dead. You know what I'm saying? So helping people fight through violent addiction in that kind of way, and detoxification. Right, we're in a detoxification astrological cycle right now with Neptune being in retrograde. So, the world is detoxifying, the universe is detoxifying. So a lot of harmful things that no longer served us are being brought to the surface so it could leave, not to stay. And the addiction to methadone is a greater and more stronger addiction, than heroin. So, they're taking you from one substance to another one. And the things you have to do to get that methadone, one way or another becomes more harmful to your mind, your body, and your being, right? So a pain situation, right? As you know, you deal with pain management, right? A pain situation, this is shutting off your pain receptors, right? So, something can happen to you, something could be completely wrong, and the pain is supposed to be the miracle to let you know that something's wrong. So if your pain receptors are blocked or off or whatever the case may be, you're in a perpetual state of harm to yourself. So
absolutely.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. But there's an altered state of being that you exist in after some point. So, she was working with that realm of wellness and getting you back to wellness, getting you back to understanding how this ease of these key systems in the body become inherited weaknesses, but how to manage them, how to look at them, and to know your body like you would know your chart. Like, so if you looked at your birth chart, your natal chart, your body is set up in the same kind of way. Like Your body is an ancient scroll and composed of all of the things in the universe, right? And it houses the spirit of God. So why wouldn't you want to keep this in an optimal position for as long as possible? So,
Yeah.
taking that from a state of wellness in totality, like a holistic sort of approach. Your body has a constitution, right? Your body has a
Mm-hmm.
constitution, like a nation has a constitution. Governing each of the states have a constitution that's governing. Your body has a governing system, and governing systems that you were talking about in regards to that. So the more you are in line and in tune with your being, the better you could be at identifying these weaknesses, markings, lesions, things like that, or things that are just off with you. Because every physical uh, sickness is a result of a mental. They're
Absolutely.
in,
Absolutely.
in harmony with one another. So spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, they're all bodies. They're all beings. They all
Mhm.
work together, whether it's for the good or for uh, the negative, whatever the case may be.
And that's kind of the issue with allopathic or Western medicine is like Western medicine really does not understand the integration between physical health and mental spiritual health. They don't understand that connection at all. And in Chinese texts, like every single reason for disharmony in the body, one of those reasons, it can be lots of reasons, right? But one of those reasons is emotional upset or spiritual misalignment. And that can be the
Mhm.
basis for all disharmony in the body. So yeah, that's really that's really cool. Your mom did that. That's I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you
She
for
she
sharing.
started with herself. She started with
Yeah,
herself, and then they told her she wouldn't have any children. There was all kinds of stuff. There's 7 of us.
yeah,
I have 6 siblings.
yeah.
So just listening to what it was back then versus what it is now, it's not really much difference in regards to wellness. And then if you think about a woman's anatomy and biology and physiology, they
Mhm,
don't know anything about it.
mhm.
They're clueless.
Yeah,
They're like, oh,
yeah.
let me take your reproductive organs, okay? And that's supposed to be the end all be all. So
Mhm,
when you start thinking about that, uh, these things are crazy, right? You look at the things with Henrietta Lacks and all of those things. That's just one name in a slew of millions of
mhm.
women of
That we
all
happen
races.
to know. Yeah, that
Right,
we just so
right,
happen to know. There's so many
right.
more whose names we'll never know.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just very interesting in regards to a lot of those things that happen. There are places and,
Mhm,
and people that they experiment on. Primarily you
mhm,
look at the prison population. You look at those
mhm,
who suffer from mental health disorders that are under care. That's another place. The military is another place. That they experiment on. And then
mhm.
whoever comes to see them, they practice. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a part of the
Exactly.
practice. But yeah, so thankfully there are people like you that exist that want to help and nurture people along the way, and you know want to integrate Western and Eastern medicine together. Because if you look
Yeah,
at a universal healthcare system here versus over in Europe, it's completely different.
completely.
Most
Yeah.
of those places they pay the doctors bonuses that when nobody comes to see them. The least amount of patients they get, the more incentive they have. They have more incentives to try alternative medicine than here because they get paid to cut you up and take stuff from you and get
Yep.
you hooked on things. Over there, it's like, oh, a couple people came to see you. Oh, you must be doing a good job.
Exactly. You're
So
keeping your
the
patients. You're
value of
keeping your
life.
patients well. Yeah.
Right. The value of life and the value of care, the value of the future. They don't even create things in the environment that's harmful to the environment for the people. So
Hmm.
they're motivated by prolonging life versus making huge amounts of profit. So, yeah.
What's up? Capitalism.
Right.
They want us sick and working. They want us sick and working.
Right. So,
Word.
yeah. Very interesting. So hip hop for you. I think that'll be the last thing we talk about. Hip hop for you.
Hip hop for
And
me.
no, in my brown sugar line voice, like, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
You know, I think I was a little late to the game. Like I said, I was like a kind of a hippie. Like I like my you know, I grew up in Austin, right? Like the suburbs of Austin. So it's like, honestly, I think I first fell in love with hip hop with like underground West Coast hip hop. That was probably it. Like Living Legends crew and like Hieroglyphics and AC Alone, you know, Project Blowed. Those were all like kind of my first like introduction to hip hop. And of course then it went on from there. But I remember this one particular song. I don't even remember what it was called. It was on some random mixtape. But it was just this. I love songs that make me feel nostalgic for some reason. And there was something about the melody of this song that just sent me into just another little world. And that was it for me. I should probably look up that song. I should probably try and find it. I think it was a Living Legend song. But yeah, and then just, you know, how can you not love hip hop? It sends you into a trance. It really does. For me, anyways, it sends me into trances, and that's the kind of music I love. All kinds of music, but yeah.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna play 2 songs from Killah Priest.
Oh no!
I'm gonna play 2 songs from Killah Priest, and I'm gonna get your live reaction. Okay? If you heard them before, that's fine. If you didn't, then okay. You know, we're about to get some priest chi over here. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get some priest chi. All right.
The government tell us we woke, and at the same time sell us the dope that leads to heart failures and strokes. Where do we start? Do we believe what the elders wrote, or the ones who watch through a telescope? The Illuminati cyclops, beast mark on every coast. The head of a cult, the devil goat that sits in a drum circle like a hippie, dressed like a gypsy. My best of rocket the nebula quotes is like Tesla notes. Now they got surveillance on Diddy. I'm a cross between Umar Johnson and Billy Carson. I told my grandmother that we are from where the stars from. I'm like Rod Hayes, but I'm Todd Wave with a blonde fade. Some days it'll be an orange braid, half shade. That's just his character. I made hair like lemonade. Both his parents come from Africa. Y'all know the prototype. It's the walking life. See, the sun is the source of light. They made my quartz bright as New York at night. They say when Walter Wright, he could steer Hathor to the boat of the moon. Into the cliff, sent to the glyphs to open the tombs. They say killer flows is like pillar porticos that fulfill the scrolls made of silver and gold. The bars I laid is like sculpted on the architrave. I wrote it like an art display with gods and goddesses with darker shades. I wrote it in the chamber, glowing like the child that was golden in the manger. Only 3 kings knew he was growing to be the savior. Okay, back to rap more about Hathor, the cow-headed near the Nile desert. Under the white clouds, the native dancing in the powwow. He wore the head crown of owl feathers. As the clan went from loud records, and priests and Jizza wrote their signature down on Geffen. And hip-hop's are where I found the presence. The shepherds are coming down from Mount Everest, surrounded by peasants. With unclean skin disease, they called them leopard. I pointed a finger up and moved it around till I found the nebula. I told them I walked through Babylon, Persia, and Mecca. I talked to bees out their nectar, kings out their treasure. I've been counting ever since I've been walking. I started from forever. I've been writing on steelies inside of caverns where it's misty. Dealt tarot cards to the hands of time. Closed my eyes while the mouth of a cave kissed me. I gave the walls history. Y'all enslaved us all misery. That's why I shaved it off and came back bald, a mystery. I wrote it all on big slabs of lapis, lazuli, channel vibes to the candle fire. 12 candlesticks, 6 on amethyst. I write my scrolls on the clove of a rose. You see them when they unfold, the untold secret me and the queen bee hold. So when they make the pollen bin, I can communicate with the insect world like King Solomon. I mean solar gems, most wrote of him.
Then I went rogue on them, those who stole my pen. Then I went ice cold as wind. Geminis, we roll as twins.
When we take the mic, we're the walking life. The D's rated houses looking for your favorite out of Brooklyn. Africa praises to the bushmen, to the natives in the woodlands, the raisins in the Juxin, through the mazes of the bullpen. They killed our saviors, re-raised us and made us into hoodlums. Malcolm X became one of the greatest out of the Muslims, except for this boxer who never went to Oxford, never became a doctor, but got the rings of the chakras. Cassius Clay and Hathaway passed away, saw dimensions. George Benson, could this be a masquerade? Preacher said fast and pray. My mother's not there, but I asked her grave. Tiffany's not here, but her ashes stayed. What words will Prince and Michael Jackson say? I was a boy, now the mirror showed me patches of gray. Then it got black, and I started like tapping into a haze. Dazed, the mirror said your hair looked glazed because that's how much passion you gave. This is what happened, you still rapping. The mirror became my healer when it told me I was a pyramid giver, a gold spitter and a soul filler. I came to slay the Antichrist. Walking life, walking life, walking life. Yeah, so I pray.
Now, who were some of your early influences?
Well, the planets, the creator, mythical gods, real ones, people, flowers, everything in nature, inspiration. Musicians get their inspiration really from environmental things, and all musicians are inspiration to me, no matter what style they're playing.
The Old Testament, Ezekiel chapter 1. It came to pass that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. Out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
And who or what are the 4 living creatures? The ox, the lion, the eagle, and the man with angelic features.
For the spirit of the living creatures were in the wheels. The wheels lifted up, the doors were still shut. They said, let us build. When the creatures went, the wheels went by them. I was in deep suspense and gliding 2 billion miles away. Clouds begin to fade, I'm in the horizon. We flying, way beyond science. Stars in alignment, Mars and Orion. Through the fog where the guards camouflage. Cameras off as we climbing. Lights are soft in this climate. I see the likes of Thoth and the Mayans. On course, caught up in the diamond. It was infused in a huge cube, crystal quartz that was shining. And when the living creatures spoke to me, the wheels spoke. And whenever the creatures turned, the wheels followed. They were really fast, the wheels slow. Like candles lit in the cosmos, like they dance with a glow. Moving camps in the road. A hand from the burning lamp hands me a scroll. The language looked ancient. It was burned in a stone. Parts were still on fire. I blew on it, but it wouldn't go out. Even waved it, tried to smother and shake it, still wouldn't go out. The stone became a scroll. The words filled my mouth, feeling awakened. Hypnagogic, darkness slipped the conscious. Hypnopompic, conflict, sleep paralysis. Reach from a calculus, speak to an alchemist. 24 seats of astrologists, telling priests where the balance is. Out-of-body experiences, UFO Negro. Neo Soul was Angie Stone, D'Angelo, Lauren Maxwell. To listening to Jordan Maxwell, Illuminati 666. Anthony Hilda, humanity killed us. Society's anxieties, unfamiliar with real love. Back to the 4 creatures with the will above. Beelzebub, get bail his blood. Little children, call them kids to sacrifice. There are no feelings. Project builders, watch how they act tonight. Between the cherubims, just ahead was paradise. The sound from a serpent, wore a turban with sapphire and agonite. Nazarites aborted the wheel and left the wheel. Counter right and up the left. Steps going clockwise. Down the light, up the ladder, and counterclockwise. Eastward to the south side. Northwards towards the orbs. Their wings stretched outward. The wheels spoke at the same time. The creature's wings all combined, forming a spine. No man know the day nor the time. Then I sped up real fast, so fast I became a gas. A wind, a breath into this glass. Circling and circling, open the windows of the craft. Stardust was coming in, feathers, pressure of the draft. Flash and peace at last. From the synagogue to the mosque back to Nassau. I told my story, they erased my name. Now from society I'm blackballed.
See, KP coming with that sage energy. So, where was he in that first video? Because that looked like Mexico. Do you know where he was?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm just wondering
Yeah, I
which
don't know
one too.
exactly the
Yeah.
city, but I know he was there recently, and
Yeah.
Nero, the one who was singing on the second track, she was just there. So
Yeah.
Royal Priesthood is
Yeah.
all over Mexico now.
Yeah. Mexico is like one of my favorites for sure. Visiting the ruins is like pretty deep. I was in Palenque. This was long ass time ago, but I went to Palenque, and it was in August. It was hot as hell, and there was like no tourists there. But we went walking up. So we were staying at this little hostel in the jungle, and me and this girl I was with were walking up the road to go to the ruins. It was just this little jungle road, and we're walking up, and we hear someone from the jungle just go ongas, ongas, and ongas is our mushrooms, right? And we were like, huh?
Yeah.
So we like we followed. He's probably like 14, 15. We follow this kid back into the jungle, and we're like, okay, ongas. So we follow him back into the jungle, and we opens up this little clearing with this little shack with like little grandmother, literally grandmother making corn tortillas, and like leads us back into this field with like a blanket laid out with all these ongas on it, and we partook. It went to Palenque, and it was deep, and it was like nobody there, and it was at the time where tourists could walk on the ruins. Now they don't let you up on the ruins, but there was only one of the temples, the Temple of the Inscriptions, which is where Pocahontas was buried, and you can't climb on that one. But we climbed to the top of every single ruin and just had a really beautiful day, and we just had the ruins basically to ourselves. It was really magical. Yeah, really ancient, beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing those videos. Yeah.
I wanted to see where your hip hop was at. Okay. To see where it's at. So I think the final thing will be like a message of wellness. How can we better integrate? We're going into different shifts astrologically, astronomically, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We're going into different places. So how important is wellness from your perspective in the total being sphere? And what are some things that we could do, or get into, or look into, or start to consider from the earth to kind of help us along?
Really, like, touch some grass, right? Let's go outside in our bare feet and let's stand on the earth. There are certain points in our body, like there's acupuncture points that are always open. One of which is kidney 1, which is at the very bottom of our feet. And this is where we can draw chi from the earth from. And I think that's really important for us to stay grounded. This is the Chinese zodiac. It's the year of the fire horse. And so that means that this year has a lot of momentum. It's a big it's a year of transformation. It's a year of being bold. It's going to be fast paced. It's also going to be a year of like some upheaval and revolution. And I think it's really important for us to stay grounded through that, but stay vigilant as well. A big way to do that is, to get out and put your feet on the earth and be in your body, right? There's so many people that living the society that we live in, it's hard to stay in our body, right? Because there's so much external stuff being thrown at us all the time. Like, you look at the news and it's scary and it's sad, and we have a lot to work through humanity, right? I say do your best to eat well, right? That the nutrients we bring into our body is so important. Do your best to eat well and to get good sleep. Good sleep is so important, and being one in your body. If you have the means to be able to seek out acupuncture and herbs, that is really wonderful. It's not always accessible to everyone, but because there's some practitioners that, it costs a lot of money, because it could cost anywhere between $100 and $200 for an acupuncture appointment. And on top of that, Chinese herbs, if they want to prescribe them to you. But there are alternatives out there. There's community clinics, there are low-cost clinics, there are student clinics, and I really want to urge people to get out there because it's important that the yin and yang of our bodies are in balance as we're heading through this really transformative year. So I really want to encourage people to get out there and do that. And community as well. Community has so much to do with our personal wellness. It can be really easy to retreat into our own worlds and our own problems. And I'm guilty of that as well, right? And creating community with one another and showing up for one another, even whenever we're too tired to show up, is important because ultimately, even when we're too tired to show up, when we show up, it's going to fill you up. It's really going to fill you up. So yeah, that would be my message.
That's dope. That's amazing. You got a final word before you go?
Thanks for
tell
having
people
me.
where to find you, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm here in Austin, Texas. I do treat patients in our clinic at AIMC here in Austin. I'm on Instagram, but my Instagram's private. I do have a professional page, but I'm not really much of a self-promoter. But yeah, I treat patients at AIMC here in Austin. We're located on Far West Boulevard and like Mopac area. I also run the student clinic. So our student clinic is a low-cost clinic. So even if you can't see me as a professional, all of my students are very talented and can definitely help. But yeah, this is where I'm at. So thanks for having me.
Dopeness. I will be bothering you to come back. Everybody loves you.
Okay, word. All right, great.
Bothering you to come back.
I'll come back.
Thank you. And enjoy your night.
Thank you. You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Reagan Taylor. We'll be right back.
Good evening, Commander Priest. This is Helen with Mission Control. All systems are go for tonight's mission. If everything goes according to plan, you'll be back at the space station within 8 hours. Please be safe out there, Commander.
During the space flight, late night, time laugh in the Podcraft as we engage heights. All systems are go. Bird head to PlayStation. Eye on you, come in, squawk and crow. The burrow owls are looking good. Look out for further commands. Wingspan, the birds are now in dreamland. How's it out there, Captain? Tell me. Airy, kinda tired, I could use a coffee from the deli. That's a long way, RSJ. There's no asteroids, Commander. Clear, I'll reach back in 7 hours. Now I'm about to get some winter beer. Goodbye, ducks, his eyes shut all his gears, put himself in auto steer through the spheres.
Godspeed, Commander.
Turbulence, rumbling, all systems go. Get up quick, crew grab control. Hold, levels up, the ship turns sideways. Gaze the nebula, it's beautiful. Alarms ringing, horn shouting, sprinklers go off. The god is rerouting, the crew shouting, trying to keep balance. A great explosion's the silence.
Mission Control to Priest, this is NASA. Can you hear me? Come in, Priest. We're losing your signal.
I can't tell if it's still or moving. Space woman of the crew screams. Our voice cups as we split up. I'm being pulled by this blue beam. Consciousness losing, but I got my camera on me. Suddenly I get a feeling so soothing. At the same time remembering to put my camera on 4D. It's foggy. In the planes I see something I couldn't explain. It's strange, it looks like an object from World War III. I put my camera to my face and try to adjust the lens. Just then I was ushered in by this warm gust of wind. Eerie light storms, alien life forms touched my skin. I felt quite calm, a part of me trusted them. I stopped struggling, they showed me a life without suffering. Worlds without wars, no threats, no clashing of swords. They gave me a pill with this liquid that began to heal chronic illness and sickness. Seven seal, the will within the will quickened. We went up and over, felt the rush, higher, lower. They started speaking, I understood in English. There stood this tiny alien next to an 8-footed phoenix, next to an 8 with goat horns. They spoke on photons and protons, and how ancient life prolonged, how life existed with the Dogon. Showed me the difference between the blizzard and the snowstorm. Molten glass so strong, and molten iron pouring through Orion, raining on the planets. On my knees praying, start saying all commandments. They said start standing. We have the cure for all disease, hatred, and famine. Let us all take a seat. We're preparing for landing, repairing what's damaged. Body tissue, mental issues, depression, infections, affection, corrections, new directions, no addiction, prescriptions, more wisdom, inner vision. Save the children. We landed on the planet, looked abandoned, but beautiful, lots of canyons, trees with fruit for food, and good to eat. The day was cool. Another ship landed. They bring one of my crew, space woman out. It feels like deja vu on this planet that's new, and even from the Milky Way too. The aliens said, "You are us, and we are you." We came from the dust, smallest particles. My space woman running closer and closer. They said, "Let us give you one more jewel." They said man is intelligence, and this particular ship is made from one of your elements. We are known as the Yahwehs, the Ancient of Days, and this ship is made from clay. We have an experiment, we want y'all to stay. We felt it's not good for you to be alone, so we brought your space woman, flesh of your flesh, bone of your bone. There's also other beings here, from distant planets. They built kingdoms here, so you're not left stranded. Follow not their ways, the Yahweh's commanded. Cause you know what happened before, it'll do damage. Now, just give names to everything. As they stood before me, they transform into balls of flames. Walk to be fruitful and multiply. As they got back in their ships, flew into the sky. At the same time, the space woman arrived. She asked Captain, what happened? I shipped the explosion that moment. Contact with no one back then. She said I was led up this golden path by this soft light. Then on a ship with a staff, winged beautiful beings. Said they was from the Nile Valley of kings and queens. The things around me got cloudy, their voices distorted. Something Elohim. It felt godly at the start. Then they named themselves after body parts. They said the galaxies was like the arteries, he was the heart. They said they were responsible for man's greatest art and the pyramids. And the ship I was in, they called man's rib. Then I passed out and we landed.
Commander, wake up. Someone is approaching the ship.
Wow, did you see that? We both turned back. It was a man with the mask of a cat. We both shocked. You speak English? I find it convenient. Most of us do, being from Venus. Let me ask you, did you meet the ape and the phoenix and the little genius? Did they sell you game and a meaning? Welcome to my place, it's called Eden. Y'all should feel safe. I'll be back to talk this evening. They'll be back probably beginning of the weekend. Y'all should know that. They visit frequent. I'm just an old cat, headed to my kingdom. 7,000 years passed since we saw the beings last. This not Earth, time moves fast. Planted trees, fertilize the grass. Cool of the day, check the windcast. Then in the air, something moved like it's clay spinning fast. The Yahwehs came, they called my name, then explained that we must not exchange knowledge with the other people. We are not the same. They were already here. Y'all came from the spheres with new ideas. They made themselves clear.
Carefully chosen priest, do not disappoint.
I told them about the man that we met. Wore a hat like a cat. They asked, come again, what was that? We said that was years ago. Where at? Near that tree where the 5 rivers flow. They stepped back as the doors opened on a UFO. Any contact with this cat, you should let us know. We'll be back in 100 years to see how things go. In fact, to remember we were here, we'll leave a rainbow. Alert as we ever been. I wrote my name in the dirt. Space woman did the same, she wrote Evelyn. I said Evelyn, I call you Ev. Then named myself one of the elements, then went to bed. Woke up in the morning and saw snakeskin shed. The cat came back, take off the cat mask. At last he will reveal himself, gorilla help. A shiny ass, brick fruit in his hand. Ninja boots he stands, within the group to advance. I see you met the cat. The serpent said, we are all the beings in the zodiac. You are visitors, I have trivias. Taurus and the goat, Egyptian gods from far. For instance, from a distance, Horus scopes, Abraxas rooster crow. This war fragment uses codes, those thoughts. On course, north, east, west, south. Past and present event reports. Acronym for newspaper, figured out. Another story for the winged people. Saga, the Naga, Nada, Kabbalah. Or the itsy bitsy spider up the water spout. The mothership returned with a couple concerns. They landed about dusk to discuss what we learned. It was 3 of them and 3 of us. The snake said, I'm glad we're meeting up. They faced red as the evening shut. The snake asked, had you told them how the knowledge was lost? They said no. Well, I'm here for support. They wouldn't know good and evil unless it was taught. It's a diet. Try it. Here's a spoon for resource. Now stir it in courage with the tuning fork. The spoon and the fork, that's food for thought. She said that was good and gave some to me. I listened to this knowledge too, how bad could it be? This food for thought, now we both can see. I'm 6 foot, she's 5'3", we tall as trees. The alien said, Pa. Pa replied to Messa. Messa said they're like one of us gods. Then Tanya said they must leave our yard. The knowledge that you feed off, you now starve. At odds, we all learned their names. Winds blew, thunder, did it rain? They commanded, all 3 of us be banished. The snake and me and my companion. Raining blood in the place was the name as the same as the God that was blaming us. Messa and Pa and Tanya, in the gods we trust. Plus, this yard was named after us, Mesopotamia. Other gods named Ka, Ra, and Af came in their place after they left. We said their names, but replaced it. Af, Ra, Ka, ascending master. Neutrons, quarks, but atom was the mineral I named myself after. Allegory, subliminals is the original chapter. The scattered, it's the writers with in the land of kings between the Euphrates, too wavy, and the Tigris, the Wolves, KP.
In the late 1960s, at the height of the Cold War, the United States intelligence community was obsessed with one idea above almost everything else, and that was control. Control over information, control over perception, and ultimately control over the human mind. And out of that obsession emerged one of the most controversial and shadowy research networks in American history, and that was the MKUltra programs. Most people have heard of MKUltra, the CIA's infamous mind control project involving drugs like LSD and experiments in psychological manipulation. But far fewer know about one of its lesser-known offshoots, Project MK Often, sometimes referred to simply as Operation Often. Unlike MKUltra, which primarily focused on pharmaceuticals, behavioral conditioning, and interrogation techniques, MK Often pushed into a far more controversial territory. According to declassified references and government contract records, the project explored the effects of experimental chemical compounds on both human behavior and animal subjects, often under highly classified conditions. But what gives MK Often its strange reputation is not just its toxicology, it's the surrounding lore of its so-called fringe research. Some accounts and interpretations of the program suggest that MK Often intersected with studies of parapsychology, altered states of consciousness, and others like areas considered outside of mainstream science at the time. This wasn't unique to M.K. Often alone. During the Cold War era, both the United States and the Soviet Union invested in research exploring extrasensory perception, hypnosis, and psychological influence. At institutions like SRI International, researchers explored phenomena such as remote viewing, attempting to determine whether human perception could extend beyond ordinary sensory limits. While MK Often itself is not definitively documented as a black magic program, its reputation became entangled with this broader ecosystem of government-funded psychic research. And this is where myth and documented history begin to blur. Over the years, MK Often has been described in popular culture and conspiracy literature as involving consultations with occultists, astrologers, or practitioners of the dark arts. However, in the actual declassified record, there is no solid evidence that the CIA formally recruited or operationalized occult ritual practices as a scientific method, but still nonetheless something that makes you go, Now, what is documented is something arguably even more unsettling in a different way. The willingness of intelligence agencies during this period to test the boundaries of acceptable science, sometimes funding highly unconventional contractors, fringe theorists, and experimental psychological models in search of strategic advantage. MK Often itself is believed to have been conducted in collaboration with the U.S. Army's Edgewood Arsenal research facilities, where chemical agents and toxic compounds were tested for potential military applications. These experiments were part of a larger Cold War mindset. If a substance or technique could impair cognition, induce confusion, or disrupt perception, it might be weaponized. By the early 1970s, political pressure, internal investigations, and public backlash began to dismantle many of the programs. The Church Committee hearings and subsequent forms placed limits on CIA domestic experimentation. And around this time, many MK-related projects were officially terminated or absorbed into other classified efforts. And then comes one of the most controversial details. Documentation suggests that in 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of a large portion of the MKUltra files, which has fueled decades of speculation about what may have been lost, including any detailed records connected to MK Often. So, what remains today? Well, what we have are fragments, declassified contracts, partial references, institutional acknowledgement of chemical and behavioral research, and a fog of secondary interpretations that have expanded far beyond the original documents. MK Often sits in that gray zone between verified history and cultural mythology. On one hand, it reflects a real Cold War obsession with mind control, chemical warfare, and psychological dominance. On the other, it has become a canvas into which theories about occult experimentation and hidden knowledge have been projected. Perhaps the most important takeaway is not whether the CIA was studying the occult in a literal sense, but rather how far intelligence agencies were willing to go in exploring any method, however unconventional, that might provide an edge in a global psychological arms race. In that sense, MK often is less about magic or mysticism and more about a very real historical question. How far should science be pushed when the goal is control? And what happens when the line between science, secrecy, and belief starts to disappear?
Fire worshippers, Abraham followed Abraxas, Sax, priests, honorable and hollow words. Same word, sages of the ages, and prophets, Coptic, Gnostics, and apostles heard. Then those sinning, unfinished, now it's written in the ribbon, and held by 4 swallow birds. Beneath Abraxas practice, in the blackness, seance, each one of my classics. Burn a candle, the anu with bottled myrrh, and Quetzalcoatl and herb. It's dawning, I'm just walking, I start jogging towards the bus I just finished performing. A wind picks up, all of a sudden without warning. Felt cold and electric, unexpected, I'm breathless. I stopped and I rested, I'm feeling congested. There's something ultra bright, unzip the night, impressive. No talking without warning, the ground began falling. Spinning, downward fast, I went up forward. My nights and legs was above the Milky Ways. Going up faster, straight, but I tilt the waves. At first I saw trees, plants, and dirt. Now I'm staring at the whole planet Earth. Its shape begin to vanish as I'm still in this transit. No traffic, guess it's the magic of the universe. The womb for birth, taking the passage beyond Jupiter. Beings with the appearance of lightning, fearless like lions, roar with their white wings, held the sword of diamonds. A voice from the council of the cosmos. These were the voices of the god souls in dark holes. These are the voyages, a large roll, a large roll. The large roll swole. Another voice behold. These are the lost scrolls written on Mars gold. Ham radio or NASA with their Mars code. Couldn't pick me up or contact me. I'm gone from family, I'm gone from humanity. I'm beyond our galaxy, so long I'm gone beyond where the forces are strong. Weak force, nuclear force, and gravity. Speed picking up rapidly. As the beast in front was letting me go, the beast on my side was grabbing me. And the beast that was last was passing us 3. In a vehicle that was the color of beryl. The same vehicle they seen when they discovered the pharaohs. Like a time machine, one was green, the other was yellow. From times they shine their beams on queens and brothers in ghettos. It's a sign they mean destruction for devils. Get up on the level. Through a fine mist, it seemed that construction was metal. Our shuttles shuffle. I tried to speak through pockets, my voice echoed and muffled. Barely can hear myself here, just my thoughts. But these guys can talk. We warp as space shatters. Accelerate these beings spake, mighty and great. They can't articulate, gather, intake data. As they gathered, their face was magma. Their body was clear like mirrors or a lake. Their appearance and their shape. But as they conversate, they create this concentrate matter. They would come into and flow through this gaping amber. Thousands up and down, they call it Jacob's ladder. They would come in slow but go out faster. Verse 6 in the book of Job, first chapter. We searched this from the shining wheel. A voice said these are those who goes to and fro. That visit a man in his dream called the place the Pine Hill. In his vision he swings, wrestles with the celestials. Ingenuous schemes, tricked his brothers, mixed the others. Because I carve with the mother. One should be stronger than the other. Their roles were switched because of supper. The oldest sold his gift because he suffered in hunger. Then we enrolled into this flowing disc to the upper. In the silence of the presence, in the mountains of the heavens, the legends, the gods that were crowned with the 7s. I count 11, and one was headed down to tell a woman she is now pregnant. I saw the sun's renown, and these were the ones that found the women on the earth beautiful and precious, and want to leave them with a child, like Mike. Chelaman, Jackson 5's first recorded song. I'm glad to be doing it off this beat. Directorate for the scientific and technical intelligence, the case that's federal, extraterrestrials with melanin, had life for bodies and quartz for skeletons that lit up like a torch, angelic to them. The god El and his hosts in the carousel that floats like a sailing boats left a trail of smoke. Very skeptical, COINTELPRO with their telescopes, held info behind the velvet rope, occult intro. Temples is where they swear they oath, behind windows, laboratories they comparing notes on the insult when you call them ghosts. Brush it off as a hoax. Encounters been that close. Investigation, defense intelligence agencies, activities supported from the Navy and Haiti. Foreign assessment, external research, pre-Earth, investigation on the Stargates, NASA case. Black Panthers, the Ansar weights. Plant-based, then we start from apes. Black Israelite camp said Judah is our race. Seas were abandoned, stranded, the Clarence became our parent. Wrote mathematics like the Ten Commandments. Handed over to Moses like it was written on a tablet. Then they gave us mafia. Excuse me, the Egyptian ma'at for you. From the 50s they've been watching us. Paranormal activities. No stand together on the corners. Coon is what they used to call us. That's indigenous. We were here before the citizenships came and said they delivered us. You said we were kings, now you're witnessing it. The Greeks kept records and they keep records of all of this. So reach high and ball your fist. I might just get with the tribe and call a diss from the sky. I'm there when you close your eyes, I'm black. The spook that sat in the back. I'm not the dove, I'm the bat. I'm scary black. I'm the original man, you should be frightened. You all get quiet when I come around, and I love it. It's the covenant. When it's dark, I turn out the lights. I love when it's night. Brother in white, triple stages. I live through the ages, hence the greatest. I'm the ghost that's present when they start shouting in church. I'm the voodoo man, boosted by the collar, blood on my shirt. Chicken bones, gizzards, a broom, two fishes. One eye closed, wide nose. Nighttime fly with crows, solitary. I'm with the buffalo and rhino. Carousel within the Ferris wheel. Reports from Paris, saying the chariots carried winged snakes like electric eels. Anomalous phenomenon. A large disc guards his ships during Ramadan. Parapsychological, biophysical vehicles. Moves around like a pendulum, invisible, then invisible. It's 10 of them, individual, so visual, identical. New York reports from Skylab, Apollo Gemini 3 in the sky, triad. Then it happened again, without warning. All of a sudden, an interruption. There's a discussion of second coming, magnetic fluxion. Clouds disappear to nothing. Burning angels, winged people, all gathered to go down and meet a man they call Ezekiel. They said, come. Yeah, J5, MJ, greatest. KP, gotta do this for you. They were ancient and flaming, pointed down towards Sodom. Fire started raining. The one they call a high priest said he's headed to Canaan. The wise chief and them called a divider of language. They were headed towards the tower, war for power. Battle a king named Nimrod, said he's the wind god. Flowers.
Tell me this song don't get better every time you hear it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Do you understand what I'm saying unto you? All right? So great guest in the building, Dr. Reagan Taylor. Phenomenal. She will definitely be back in the Royal Priesthood Wednesday rotation. All right? So next week, bam, we got it back. Queen Naphtali. New School of Thought will be back in the building right here on the Podcraft, okay? We talked about the young earth, and as promised, we're dealing with creation science versus the theory of evolution, okay? So she will be right here, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. Be in the building, okay? Be in the building, all right? So, and That's the day after my born day, so we're going to be celebrating. I ain't going to be celebrating. I ain't be celebrating in the building. All right. Celebration time. Come on. All right. Shout out to the Geminis. You and I, the Gemini. Oh, that's not what he said. But that's what I said. So yeah. Shout out to the family. And we got some more surprises coming up. All right. I saw some in the comments earlier, way earlier in the program, and I'm gonna see if we could get that together. See if we could get some birth charts and numerology charts on some of these people y'all was talking about. And we'll see what happens. All right. So shout out to Jody Southworth for giving us 2 videos, esoteric news. Okay, esoteric news. We got a double dose of esoteric news today. Make sure y'all go to her channel and subscribe. And stay in tune for the Podcraft. Tomorrow, go to kppodcraft.com. Send in your super chats. Send in your music. The music has been phenomenal over these last couple of weeks and months. The producers, the artists, everybody getting back to the essence of creativity. So submit your tracks for review and tune in. All right. Tune in, and subscribe to the Patreon. Become a Patreon subscriber. And if y'all was thinking about, I'm going to wait till next week to get one of those vinyls or one of them CDs, they're gone. Okay? They're gone. They're sold out. So go to KP Podcraft, get some merch, wear more Killah Priest, play more Killah Priest, and submit more song promotions. All right. So with that, I'll say peace and love. And I will see y'all next week here on Royal Priesthood Wednesdays. Peace.
Yeah. I know Michael. Greatness to sages of all ages. Playlist, liquid swords with rhyme basic. Time ancient, climbed out of a spaceship. Rhyme sacred, planets with black faces. The sky traces was planning the oasis. Unknown places, catacombs left paintings. Cold cases of black mummies in foreign countries. The quiet singing, I used to join in on Sunday. But ooh, all the reverend wanted was money. True, my cousin Kevin wanted the honeys. Funny, spark, moon, tone, Lenny and Sunny. The dark, goons, New York City was hungry. Late 70s, fire skates with melodies. Disco breaks, we carried crates for Eric B. And back then heroin was hardcore. And Charlene, where Sherilyn deserved the encore. Hip hop had a stable, where Angela Winbush found an angel. Shining like Alicia Myers, I want to thank you. It took a long time for it to happen, but it was classic. What was missing? Mr. Magic, Summer Madness. We were cool in the game, doing our thing. Snowflakes, no two are the same. Smooth with the slang, if you're new to the game, you're losing your chain. Cruise on the train, Marcus Garvey and a Ferrari. Cosmic Body and Versace, but golly. Conscious teachers in the old Osprey armies. Elders, probably from Mali. And the Niger Delta, the right is familiar, not a failure. Stars align like trailers in the lot. The light shining, but darkness comprehended not. The white diamond in the starship with Ciroc. Unknown Michael. Of remorse and confusion at equal measure. as I return to my throne with my foot on the black stone with Hebrew letters. Silence swallows my cords. The justice becomes stiff as a corpse as the weight of my words sit in their thoughts. Priests of infinite force, their faces etched with questions. Then shook like an etch-a-sketch out the text. How did he resurrect? I'm out of the second death, the house of Melchizedek. Not dying, just held my breath. Start climbing from hell steps. The gravity of the situation began to settle. They said horrified, he's in the skin of the devil. An eerie suspense, each discovery echoed. Chambers of whispered fears and fractured stories of my missing years. Now I'm back on glory. The enigmatic writing with the tip of a lightning is frightening. In my textbook that death put with hearses, writing fork green verses and red hooks inside of my bed-style bars. It's all shots. I found skills in Brownsville, wall to wall with ops. More things I jot, more things to watch. From the task push to Flatbush, the ring around the block, all the hood flicks and Bushwick. It's like I wrote with a bullet from my memoirs gun. Triggers, ideas pulled it. The results unschooled the reality. Sun Tzu's mentality. This kung fu that balanced me. But T makes me the Alpha Omega MC. I died laughing, attended my own funeral, left wine glasses, shedding tears of joy like weddings in the atmosphere near destroyed. My index on Jesus' death, till I get my point across. Took the stride of torrents, trying to wipe the anointing off. Lamps with no oil, y'all vessels for the devil. Throw shade, roll over in your grave, I got the shovel. My face in the tarot. Read your palm, see the storm, escape from the ghetto. Where the air thick as a pair of griffins. Above the stained glass window sitting. Angels clash in my writtens. There's blood, painting, ashes in my scriptures. Back off, this ain't what you asked for, it's forbidden. You don't need a passport, all you need is a thought, it's cemented. Dimensions, you're going in and coming out every sentence. Peace to Kai Zodiac, Star Map Ascension. Priesthood recordings, standing ovation, the whole nation. I can see Julius Caesar applauding. The search now through purple clouds. Shout out to Thurston Howe, polo shirts through power. Ourselves roar across. Ralph Lauren, behold a pale horse. Young men that fell court. Some sell, some snort, some nail to the cross, while others make bail. That's jail in New York, in every city, state, and every coast. Though there's plenty ways to never choke. Never choke.
But this I didn't learn until it was too late.
I, the black ruler that comes forth from Smai Tyri. I, the almighty ruler. Eyes fiery, and darkness is not a color, for I was in darkness and I created light. Incubated in night, meditated in sight. And you ask why I wear all white? Alright, I'm a Nitidu, also referred to as an Elohim by the Hebrews, and Vishnu to the Hindus. I'm from the temples in Eridu. Call me Apsu. I'm Tiamat, the obelisk, shadows 3 o'clock. Walk with us to see Enoch. The mystery key unlocks. The coffin text he speaks, we watch.
People of Thebes, ask pity gods. Pharaoh is dead.
Not quite. Open his tomb. All praise to Amun and the sun, which is Ra. Later combined, Amun Ra. Sun, moon, and star. Your Moses knows us. Before we toyed with the cobras, we showed them our culture. The same goes for Joseph. I show you them as pharaohs, but different names in their sculptures. Olmecs, Hotep. I am Menace. My thoughts are endless. My courts are crimson. And I am Thoth, the one before Musa when the law was given. You are my children. And I am Osiris, the rider of death. And I am his brother Set. Ra, the sun rises and the sun sets. Abraham kneels before Melchizedek as the 24 elders held the text. Over Isis, Ra, El, hold the scale, hold him still while his feet and palms are nailed. Behold, the pale horse gallops along the trail. The name for gods were El, Shaddad, Nimrod, mighty hunter. His statue atop of the ziggurat steps. meet Lamu and Lahamu, then Anshar, then Kishar, and their offsprings was Antu, Kai, and Anu. From Chaldeans, the owl is seen during night upon the Nile. A child is floating down, streaming. But you have penalized angels and crowned demons. Come, meet Queen Hatshepsut. We are winged celestials, extraterrestrial beings seen by the Eskimos. We were here in the prehistoric Mexico. No, we're not skeletal, and no, they were never an embryo. Dynastic period, indigo. The Sahelanthropus traditions descendants, the species that mimic our kindreds, but we were monkeys.
People of Thebes, ask pity of the gods. Pharaoh is dead.
Not quite, for we came from the darkest part of the night. For within the shadows, the pharaohs gave you the apple to bite. These are the knowledge of good and evil. We also have the fruits to the tree of life. This is my key. Put it in, turn it, unlock it, and you will no longer be mummies. Around the garden, the meditating monks breathe, slow and deep, and above the garden, the stars rearrange monthly. 12 zodiacs, please don't react, but it seems like Adam and Eve had company. Come with me, see the god they call Enki or Ea. His record was kept in the forms they wrote called Cunea. At that time they were doomsayers, soothed prayers, tomb raiders. It was called a departure. The moon was split, or it was hit with ships that left moon craters. Here's the meta nature. Nature is where you get nature. Let's read the Vedas. Please, I need debaters. Do you believe in vapor or what you see on paper? The alpha and the omega, or the algebra creators. We are ancient, and you call us pagans.
People of Thebes, ask pity of the gods. Pharaoh is dead.
Sake, because you have met with ill fortune. Do not regret that you were required to settle all the tune, for all existence is vanity. We desire real life in the hereafter. Remember always that we blessed you before we left. And for you who came to us from the river when we were already old, with the greatest joy of our lives, may your heart be shielded from sorrow. Such is the desire of your Father.
Behold, his feet and his arms was black in the temple of Karnak, and along their walls show images of wars during Nubian combat. Above that were shapes and symbols of creatures like they had alien contact. Above it all, atop of the hall, the Sumerian star maps that kept the record to when the heavens made Abraham his contract. All compact. Sargon's plaque over Akkad, Belshazzar, kings, elder gods, in and outside of the realms of ours. Images of Thutmose III and King Tut close to birds. Do not touch or disturb. The Egyptian magician's words. His arm brush, his vision blurred, his wisdom slurred. What do you watch for the House of Death? Nin Gazeta, attend to the cedar, make them believe us. Where is thy brother, Abel? Am I my brother's keeper? Who are the other speakers? Those from the upper ethers. Wings like a raven, I am no pagan. What do you watch here in the House of Death?
What do you want here in the House of Death?
Brought you the bodies of the man and the woman to be preserved by your heart, so that they may enjoy eternal life.
As you say, we are artists here. What can you pay for our services?
I have nothing. Nothing. Throw this carrion in the river. Wait. I'm willing to work here, to pay for the embalming, for as long as you say I must.
Work here? Only condemned criminals. But the accursed of the gods seek work in the House of Death.
There is no man here who is not better than I am.
Put on the work.
Zodiac, Priesthood, Royal Priesthood. Yeah, Royal Priesthood. In 86, the devil raised the bar, but I'm a hurdler. And I'm the good thief. I sneak in your toxic house, the burglar. The musical Merkaba came to set free the Lucifer worshippers. Like James Bond 007, the soul of an old legend. Negative energy murderer, good or evil, angel or demon interpreter. Kings with frankincense and myrrh, and perfumes anoint me soon as my birth occurred. Like Ben-Hur, I'm indigenous to Gilgamesh. With brilliantness became the builders of the pyramids. Now we lost the American North wilderness. I became the force, a poor man's ventriloquist. On the island far away from home like Gilligan. Took us from our villages till we find our way back through resilience and our diligence. Do rags and wave caps, black fists look militant, and college remembrance. While living ignorance, driving kids with innocence. Dreams fly limitless, straight towards the nebula. With cannon or the terror, black boys face, we all in this together. I chase demons in my cape, my sword and my scepter. His brother Glow the Great, the lord of this era. Royal Priesthood, gold plates and treasures. Anubis, my heart, wear your heart against the feather. Carted Satan out your soul, lifting him out, he's on the stretcher. With my divine helicopter, with shock propellers, outlines made of copper. The fortune teller, my dragon glows green like matcha. New York regalia, like Robin Walker is the prophet Walter. From the days of Iron Sheik versus Sergeant Slaughter, blue around my garment borders. Fringes, execute vengeance. Mathematics, Qurans and Taurus. Rock the head of Horus, rocks in the watch is gorgeous. Behind my will, it fell into the wheel, metamorphic. Start spinning clockwise and counterclockwise. On the outside, my car became a flying saucer, straight through the orbit. Use my mind, lose my mind, I will use my mind.
Yo, masquerade killer, Michael hijack the sun, matinee thriller. Zombie apocalypse, a center for disease, says my tracks are way iller. Ice adrenochrome cubes, keep they cabinet chiller. And thought to start, they don't want you to think. Knowledge is power, shock the flowers, make my aura look pink. To know the ledge, godly hour, push your thoughts to the brink. You can't even close your eyes, become a corpse if you blink. With the oracle sink, I was born in the Sphinx. Copper DNA necklace with historical links. Hiding poison in the food, in the water you drink. Cause they raised down the natives biding their time. Thought food, the lost tube coming down on my mind. Stab you with a light ray cause you was dying to shine. Then I disappeared like a truth post in your IG. Holy Spirit dripping like a ghost in your IV. Can't deport them all, we was already here. So get in tune with the voices in the water right here. You don't see the embryo in the form of your ear. Invisible man, I made myself awfully clear. Royal Priesthood, Astrology, Jesus, Lord of the Spears. Throwing platinum plates, you thought the flying saucers appeared. Yeah, they scared to wear their own face in the street. Deep elixirs, beasts addicted to the taste of the sheep. On Harry Potter's wheel, the God knew arranged my physique. God, Elohim, the globe, and the Arabian chic. 7 circles like the planets in the days of the week. Supreme math, so the facts in the language I speak. You brainwashed if you watching the news. Never make the wrong step when the laws in my shoes. The dream weaver make it seem there's no option to choose. Corona dope fiends, they be trying to nod. They in line to get shot, that's a fireman squad. Pharmaceuticals, shoot to kill line with the gods. I cried for the angel babies that have died in the fog. Caught up in the crossfire, like a panther in the Clare Valley. Zodiac, they need these answers in my hands badly. Like palm readers, break dancers in the sand valley. I moonwalked on chemtrails in the sky. On the path to ancient Kemet, where the scales in my eyes, the sun and moon temple sitting on the side of my head. A million years and still remember every line that I said. Hermes Trismegistus, serve me the statistics. 99 attributes of Allah, 99% survival rate. Imagine the odds when you're the Neo, you're the one that made the patterns evolve. Another chapter to solve, why the Saturn revolve. Spinal column, I am Amen, climb the ladder to Oz. On the rocket to Nebula, planet of the gods.
Use my mind. Lose my mind. I will use my mind. I won't lose my mind. Use my mind.
Used to the math, get used to the craft. Use my mind, turn the mic to a producer your staff. Trying to fit these odd shapes in the box. Tetragram time, Tetris, see my face in the watch. Circle of light displayed in an arrangement of clocks. You can't be so diplomatic when you're breaking the locks. God Zodiac, Killah Priest, Royal Priesthood.
By the White Lake in grandmother's land lived about 8 clans. In the midst of the tribes and the wives and children stood a very brave man. His look disturbed as he came into the chief tents for the 3rd time. Drenched, convinced little waters exist. For the 3rd time, he was with us during a vision ceremony. We haven't seen him since. Agitated, he started punching his own hand with his fist. The chief said, "Tall bear, you're losing your wits. You must get a grip. The ant people want your attention, and you must resist." There was no little waters with us at the fire pit, but chief, he did exist. I'm not sick, he's the one we shared our peace pipe with. He spoke wonderful and righteous, discipline, enlightenment. Do you remember during the ceremony, we took the trumpet plant to see in advance. Our visions did enhance, and you warned us of the ants before we slipped into a trance. Little waters, and you over there, you put an eagle feather in his hand. I know, because during the ceremony I glanced. You said you felt the power of the yak and the elk. Little waters played the drums to bring back your health. The chief said, "Please, tall bear, relax yourself. Maybe we should bring in some tribes women and ask them for help." So as the night stormed, tall bear went on and on how they spoke on upper planes and other life forms, and how little waters captured the bison and visit their boyhood. The joys of the white owl in the oak woods, the spirit journey to the snow wolves, did the horse dance, sing a rain song. I came and gone, this is no good. Chief Tall Bear, I knew and spoke to you for many years. I wish your grandfather was still here, but this case is so rare. People and memories just don't disappear. I have no idea, but please have a seat right here. Maybe you're going crazy. Have you had sleep lately? Then he called for the tribes and the medicine ladies. They arrived with great urgency. What's the emergency? Chief said, Tall Bear needs your care. They all looked confused. They all asked, who? Chief said, ask him yourself. They looked around the room and said, Chief, who are you talking to? The chief said, Tall Bear, he's sitting right there. They asked, where? There's no one else here except us and you. The chief eyes stunned with terror and fear. His face just flared. Moments go by as they all just stare. Hours later, the children walk in the TV from behind their backs, then look around the circle, then ask, what are y'all staring at? The spider lady turned and said, the chief is very sick and hallucinating. The children said, what chief? From outside, y'all sound like y'all was talking to the ancient. For years, it was only us, near the tree called Wounded Knee. Above the hills, where the Sioux and the big waters run free. By the White Lake, the night draped in silence over undiscovered landscapes. Daybreak, pine martins, drink from the many puddles that the rain makes. Bushes of trumpet flowers, wild grapes, marsh showers, and grass snakes. As the sun bakes the empty space near White Lake and Wounded Knee, the birds fly from the tree, cause every now and then that place shakes, the ground trembles. Just in that spot, on the right night, you can feel a mild earthquake. In grandmother's land, in grandmother's land, in the grandmother's land, the time first began. Who was there? Tall Bear, Little Waters, the Chief, or was it incomplete? Were the three really there? Or the medicine ladies? In grandmother's land, grandmother's land, grandmother's land, grandmother's land, grandmother's land, grandmother's land, one time.
In grandmother's land, in grandmother's land, were they ever there? The tall bear, the chief, and little water. In grandmother's land, in grandmother's land, were they ever there? The tall bear, the chief, and little waters. In grandmother's land, we walk the burning sands.
She was there for your father's funeral. The love you shared was unusual. Every turn you was there when the son had the flu. Nothing compares, y'all were beautiful. Then you marry her, and it'll be that same chick that'll cheat on you.
We don't have to fit in, like we can just be ourselves.
Now how that feels, when a child you raised, you used to throw the ball where it grows up and say that you're not real. You ever brung someone a meal while they in bed? Soon as you turn your head, they got the imaginary finger gun pointing at you like you're shooting to kill. It's enough to give your arms the chills. Find a youth to build, only the truth can heal. Or maybe we need more weed farm skills. Rolling and smoking, but we all on pills. Where did we go wrong? Nuclear bomb testing fields. Weapons concealed. Federal suggestions of bill. No one questions their will. Just film collections and stills. Unreal elections reveal. Until a reflection in until. It's like we lost on Israel. We march with police killers, but we don't march when we kill ourselves. Dying in heaven and living in hell. Wait, try this on your plate. A vision, hard to erase. You started out as best friends, from friends to brothers, from brothers to him pointing a gun in your face. I picture the sun above a lake. Children running coffee breaks. Mr. Softy, ice cream cakes. Saturday mornings, old people walking. A labyrinth forest, I'm headed for the orbit. Outdoor cafe, summer in August. Clouds to fogs to rainfall. Every flower species must bloom. Briefly, very leafly, reishi mushrooms. Found in teepees, they steep tea in cups brewed. Around 15, I was a fan of wild style and crushed groove. Now I've grown roll up, microphones clutch, check 1, 2. Am I loud enough? Can y'all hear me in the back? Throw your hands up if it's too loud or muffled. Now after I'm done, it will never be the same. An invention on the mic that would change everything. Many lived before me, told her or his stories, placing their pyramids for glory. Such primitive categories. My raps invented in laboratories. Apartment 2D and 4D. Invented the formula. Hear it, want your blood. Fear it, storm above. And it's calm like water does. And normal love. It's a formal drug. It's a shorty. Formless, Tahoe, Babahu, large canoe, floating quietly, gently, foggy, tropical, misty delta, sit 3 elders, leaves 21, judging azaleas, and the rebellious, the selfish, those jealous. Then we'll sit in the high places to the city slums, all failures, no health clubs or helpers, that's what the lack of wealth does. No access leads to a lackness to practice self-love. That's why I direct traffic towards Abraxas and rocket to Nebula. And according to the order of Melchizedek and the Masoretic text, I'm blessed when the esoteric, the angel Heru leave the nest. Start the quest, storm the crest. The garden is blessed. After the devil was charged and confessed, we surrounded the courtyards looking for all the false gods to arrest. 12 of the judges sit in a huge mothership. Vehicle is like it's biblical. Levitical law split, then divided into 2 governments. After the Most High chastised, and he provided a new covenant for those who were misguided by the goddess and knew of the succubus and knew in the other glyphs. Sheltered this above the cliff and the upper mist. Chief cornerstone took peace from upon the throne. 8 hormones, now the sheep horns have grown. And to the Baphomet beast, to Alexander the Greece and Rome. Brimstone, fire, empire, messiahs their believers have known. They brought Jesus in front of Caesar alone. Give us Barabbas, kill them from Nazareth, and they were still blasphemous. To the scourge chariots gathering at the Vatican to worship Satan and Saturn. Turn pagan and go back to the ancient Zoroastrian. Masons doing demonstrations while they hating on the Pole Africans. And y'all will have fellowship, but everything the devil get. Glorifying one another and causing crimes amongst brothers. And your hands high while we die and suffer. Missing fathers, crying mothers. We end up as martyrs, or lying in gutters, separate or partners. Why don't they love us? Cause these are the last days. Ski masks in the pathway, cigarettes in the ashtray. Listen to what the liquor in the glass say. Read the scripture, see the mirror. Child to a man, patches of gray. The clouds over land, we pack in those graves. Sitting crowd then stands, reflecting the reaction replays. It's like we actually trapped in the maze. Rebel.
Tohu Babahu, Tohu Babahu, formless and empty.
Holy in their first station, before the earth creation and the birth of nations. When the feather serpents worked with Satan, the wormholes gigantic, before thermodynamics, the eternals were planning. Within the conjugation of the mighty, 24 heads elongated in the psychic, and my thoughts on space evaporates at a rapid pace. A ghostly coyote on a never-ending rapid chase. Matter shapes, the blackness gapes. Wait, saw the flying disc shine. This time, don't stop the tape. The ones that call themselves the watchers spake. They conjugate, they conversate in psalms, night in the storms. The divine sovereign council in glory lay down ground rules as they delegate. 12 nagas like helicopters, feathers like propellers, each a color of the chakras, spinning towards the nebula. Craft mother moving clockwork out in the interstellar. Deepest students at Oxford and talking to fortune tellers. My very foundation and pillar of existence is in questioning of natural physics. What have I actual witness? That they really measure time and not distance. A light year is the total distance the light appears to here in 1 year. From the spheres in 1 year's time, but it disappeared light years before humankind. The moving eye only see the illusion of its shine. Simplicity is a clever disguise, worn by the most profound, mysterious questions. Why can you number the sands on the beach or the stars in the sky? To understand, Killah Priest is to go inside. Egyptians painted snakes on their tomb walls. Waves at night, the moon draws. Flames ignite. Canaanites build a huge ball and statues through their halls. Sumer put a boom shungal. Vadum to voodoo dolls. I fine tune. High noon, you'll never find another like Blue Ross. Passing through the waterless places, seeking rest. Sleep is just one of the phases, more or less. Death is a concept for stages. I pour my best into the context of the pages. You choose, is it a vase of wisdom or God? I write with cans, the sleight of hands, the lyrics are cards. For the hearts, 8 are diamonds. I jack a queen, my ace deuce slick fly on my head as it lean. Vodka and club soda, where mobsters rub shoulders. Show some love. He sent me a bottle over, throw him in the rug, $100 to the chauffeur, owe him a hug, hot waters and penny loafers, shiny socks, wherever I step, I light a box, looking for Billy, nah, I'm looking for a millie, don't be silly, take them rocks off, knock them socks off, eye into your mouth, give you lockjaw, turn the place red like it's hot sauce, names get marked off, I flame and spark bores, and I got a lot more bars, I had to get it off my chest, good night yards, God in the living flesh, lyricist.
You must gain balance within yourself.
I'll tell you what Mars Stars.
Tell me everything you know.
Silk, hallucinogenic power. When Shiva was born, the seed turned to milk.
Yes.
And it snowed turmeric powder. One of her hands reached down and planted the bodhi.
Yes.
Then handed out roti with chickpeas. Amongst the thick leaves sat the yogi, wearing big beads. Then here comes Jenna, the enlightener. You smell the spice as she entered. She painted the tiger in stripes with henna. The oldest scrolls called the Rigaveda.
That's right.
Hair was not either. Bigger features.
Yes.
Near the golden monkey, the stone toad, and the salamander. Before Alexandria was conquered by Alexander. Where the gods with the bronze head met the beasts with the blonde dreads.
Yes.
Dalai Lama meets Brahma, they feast on non-bread. The Buddha was happy and chubby, rubbed his belly, feel lucky.
Good one.
The gods got mean and turned green like mint chubby.
Moving on.
Romulus and Remus, the she-wolf gave birth to her puppies.
Yes.
A kid sat doing yoga, played with his pet cobra. He said, Father, I have no attachment. I am one with everything. The sky black.
Everything is
Then
connected.
came Vishnu from out of flying crystal. I Star Trek through Tibet, landed down near plants and insects, approached the orange-robed monk that sat in front of the monastery, the temple of forgotten vows, of silence, sweat drip from my brow. I bowed, priest, return to Easter Island, witness me coming down from a cloud, holding the mic, hold back the crowd. Melchizedek inheritance, genetic transmission, Mysteries of El Leon. Feel the wizardry as you impale to a stone. That's word to Ganesh, killing Dumbo. In the Laura Temple, a gigantic cave in the jungle. Beneath the stars, many of the ancient gods depict bulls, snakes, birds, or card. Original manuscript held as archives, locked in a vault. Through the cobwebs and smoke, the living dead, spells said and ghosts. The deepest rhymes ever wrote beneath the shrine of the goats. Wet, naked, and soaked. From a baby Mel to Gabriel, riding Haley's tail. Comets hitting your conscience like 80 wells. The teachers in their pride, veiny boasts, they know nothing. This micro substance, and it is they who obey and truly succeeded in achieving total ignorance and sheer bliss. I'm here for years until I'm gone. I leave saffron. Saffron. I leave saffron. So as he was, the priest is born inside of a stone egg. Fell off a mountain. Cracked. Came up, he rapped. Perhaps I take you to the temple of soul. You all reach your doom. The smell of perfume.
Accept the reality.
Priest, I'm a rare form. And around about the throne were 4 and 20 seats, and upon the seats I saw 4 and 20 elders sitting in the deep, clothed in white raiment that glowed a bright radiance, exposed the light ancient, and on their heads were crowns of gold, and they wrote down what they were told in their holy scroll. Only those who know, golden trumpets blow for the ones with sunken souls. Thunder roll. Hundreds come, hundreds go. And there were 7 lamps of fire. Horses stand with riders. Forces called dividers. Talkers and the writers. And 4 beasts that represented war or peace. 16 with 6 wings for each. They were full of eyes so they could peek at the bull that rise from the sheep. Divide and pull the tribes in deceit. The Most High minister, he only settled after it feasts. The oldest devil till Abraxas preach. Thou art worthy, part mercy. O Lord, is a cold war, this your sword. Receive glory and honor. I write my story in armor and power. For thou hast created all things, offsprings. The aftermath of battles, a submerged cross lean, broken. Saladin next to the corpse of kings. The ground smoking, the rise of another force or regime. Prophecies the holy prophets foreseen. The door open. Tesla map to the Tesseract. The cube moved to Nebula tracks. Take a train to planes, I'd rather rap. It's faster than the wheels on tracks. I don't see hills, I see it flat. And that's a fact. Chief cornerstone. 4 beasts on the throne. I saw priests, morning tones. I heard weeps to the morning show. I fell asleep in an enormous glow. That turned into a tornado cone. I spiraled up into the wheel of the cycle I was sucked. My face in space embraced by rock dust. No trace erased. I felt the cool and hot rush. My mind twist. Outside of time exists. The 24 wise scientists inside the ship. The flying disc, the fine mist. They shine with their glyphs. Encrypt in their elements. Then shift interstellar. Other intelligence, the great grandmother hovers over what's covered in the Lalabella cliffs. The axis, what access to the axiom. They had the correct address of the Aztecs in the Black museums. They came to show us the map to freedom. For those trapped in believing, you ask now receiving. The waves of liquid light splashes the color of night, slowly fades into a new day. A color bath while the hovercraft brainwashes citizens lower to the upper class. Spin cycle, disciples last supper glass. Bread and wine, the brothers passed, staring at him like he read his mind above the flask. 11 cups were grabbed. The brother laying in the cut looked sad. He kept staring, I don't trust this man. I think he hates me. See, lately his luck been bad. As he pushed up the stand, spotted he had coins in a bag, plotted in joining hands with the prophet anointed lamb. Son of man, one would have thought they gave this clown 100 grand to take down the crown, the only one holy son with the plan. See, he was foolish. The old man said to the school kids, never sell your friend out for rulers. Be real with your brothers if you join the movement. Now it's ruined. The children ask what's ruined. Then they asked each other, who's this? Then one asked, what's your name, sir? He said, my name? I should never be you students' influence. It's just a story, but since you want to know my name is Judas. The sky turned stormy. Said I spoke the truest, as the blood in my veins is Jewish. Y'all remember my name, next to the angel that was strumming the strings of music. The morning star that led the orchestra, playing the organs for God. Head of the officers, first in command. Now he's cursing the earth and the land. Just like Adam, now he has dirt on his hands. With this light. Within my black flesh, I suppress Melchizedek, where the rest of the gods are compressed. The right arm, then the jet, then the leg, then my arm on my left, and the head was next. It stood erect over my neck, over my chest, over my pecs. Then she had breasts. I took a deep breath, my arms stretched and my knees flexed. Then I walked up the cigarette steps, ancient astronaut that pick up your calls before the number is pressed. Whether you want to talk about deep thought or you just depressed. Before the corpus text, beneath the mysterious orbit and ball deck. During the time of the T-Rex, it wasn't even called BC yet. Let us experiment with the pyramids. And through time and life cycles, we'll make appearances. We'll visit tribes in the villages, even little kids. Never came near the pig, cause we Nazarites. We gather space before the Adamites, the mystic times. Our satellites was made out of malachite. We spoke to the afterlife. It was paradise before the earth was inhabited by ice. Before the Christ and animals were sacrificed. We came down amongst the children of men and grabbed the wife. Got them pregnant with angelic genetics. Communicated through telekinetic. From the human race ancestors, I write ambidextric for our planet to connect with the Atlantis records. Esoteric to give us extraterrestrial leverage. Take psychedelic for breakfast to write poetic. Drink the sunlight for beverage. The mathematics to digest it. Gigantic to build the oldest relics like the Karahan Tepe. The towers in Babylon were steady. They walked across the Serengeti. Long before the song our people called God and Depi. Let's throw some confetti over Dr. Sebi. Kamehameha, the first surfer. And language originated in the Levant. Circa 3800 BC, circa 500 BC, the rise of Persia, silver and gold workers, kings and queens from the tribe of Berbers. Before the story was told, Cain committed the first murder, and the gods of Egypt and Greece made the merger. From the Green Sahara, the first black mummy era, King Nebuchadnezzar found treasure, and the messenger came out of Mecca. Holding scepters, there's temples in the area. Mayans, Incas, and Aztecs from South Central America. Ephraim, Issachar, Manasseh. Before Nikola Tesla, before the settlers and the beggars. Black space travelers came with passengers to get the inhabitants to take over Samaria. And the hunter-gatherers came out of Africa. Within the diaspora, the Antediluvian, to Natufians to the Nubians. For the medieval Hebrews in Camoria, speaking Tongo, Benin, and Yoruba. Uruguay, the Niger Congo, Western Sudanic, Creole, Igbo scene. The pale-nosed gene, the dynasty of the Ming, and the Yellow Kings. Yellow King, Yellow King, Yellow King, Yellow King, Yellow King, Yellow King. In the galaxy, there's a cube. The cube is the net. The net is the streets with killers log on to connect. Neurotransmitters, dealers reset. Looking for a transplant, niggas for the body to reject. Through the streets, eat neurons. Niggas form like cells. Holding heat molecules that'll bounce off and leave shells. Around the ground of your dome's town. Chrome full pound. In Park and Lake areas, hunters release the hounds. Here's where the peptides feeds on their own proteins. Seagull ion will blow ion. Niggas contaminate the bloodstream.
green. Arteries clogging lobbies. Receptors not enough oxygen. Red cells camouflage with shotties. Peptides are synthesized in the neutron soma. Cause the block to go into a coma. Synaptic dive, rush, switch to chemicals after the weed aroma. Removal of the block's brain mechanism may affect the system. Get out of line, flat line when the techer hit them. Respect the wisdom or death in prison. In the street matrix, thugs shed blood in front of all nations. The beast on the rise, surprise. Dom had a facelift. Big brother disguise, a hot in the spaceship in the street matrix. Alkaline thugs blasting out amino acid niggas. Tap the killers, follow white rabbit dealers. Down holes, Merovingian holes, holding ratchet triggers. Underground railroads like modern Harriet pictures. Rugged dolphins release, ecstasy bitches walking the streets. Coffins beneath, opiates, OG kids, but nothing in New York is sweet. Jezebel, show you bitch with the bullet she caught with her teeth. Blocks is dated to the glasses waving. Cops are caving, shots are blazing like the Nazis invading. Dudes beefing till the glue car gone. PCP starts increasing. Then this bitch whispers a secret. The laws of attraction. War there's action. Capping and stabbing. The old lady telling the captain while the analyst grafting. So take a trip through the mind and take a trip down. At the same time, what's out there is in you. The real meaning of an interview. Street matrix, the street matrix. Thugs shed blood in front of all nations. The beast on the rise, surprise. Dom and the street matrix.
I'm going to play you a healing music from the Holy Land. The first part has a tear to it. Let that tear flow through your entire being and wash gently but effectively the causes of all pain, all constrictions, all barriers to communication, and make room for the second part, the celestial rhythm. And this celestial rhythm will create harmony from within yourself. So just all you have to do is just to listen to this and just relax.
Yeah, spinning around, balance from out the Merkaba, pure form, priest. Okay. A circle of virtue, 432 hertz of woo, horizontal, vertical, personal view, spinning like our earth moon, the first jewel, the universe is you, external, internal, my best journal, inferno, it's gonna burn, turning for eternal. Engulfed in the cloak of light. Tell my story in glory, ultra bright. I'm Yoda when I write. The rotor within the axle. The bearing with the inlining. The tires of fire driven by Messiah. Steering wheels of 7 seals. The whole heaven kneels. It gives my soul a pleasant feel. Though I do it for the precious thrill. And all the legends dead in fields. They know when I flow, Armageddon's real. My armor is shredded steel. Holding weapons, a double-headed dragon on my shield. The golden shepherd in the midst of explosive wreckage. Billions of volts flowing through each record. I call each rhyme I write the electric bill. Full of enlightenment, plus I make MC exciting. I'm rare when you see me, it's a sighting. Like Bigfoot or the pyramid books. Lost periods of Kush. Paintings reveal how Assyrians look. Name the flame that appeared in the bush. See my Musa. 6-winged beings, seraphims, Elohims. Buried kings, since the Holocene. Carry the genes of rulers. Marry the queens of Sumer. The chariot rings are super. They swing low, sweet like treats. For the nation of kings and priests. See the message, but they quiet like tweets. From green lizards to Leviathan's teeth. From streams to rivers to rise of the beast. That's why I'm unique. Yeah. Priest is in rare form. I'm in pure form. G-Force. AABR. Above and beyond rap. I mean, I was always fascinated by the mystics of alchemy, the legends. Johannes Trithemius, Bernard Trevisan, Carl Jung, Manly P. Hall. But I never thought I'd be time traveling. I never thought I'd be locked in this zone. According to the orders of Melchizedek, priest, bring me back. Bring me back. Bring me back. Bring me back. Yeah, as the door closed inside the sanctuary, another one opens. Ashland and Killah Priest in the Book of Shadows. The Lion family lives on. Shadows, Book of Shadows. Yeah, like the black candles. Killah Priest and shit. The whole Wu-Tang family.
Nocturnal, I stroll with the darkness goes.
Yeah.
I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll with the dark.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
Nocturnal, I stroll with the darkness goes. I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll with the darkness goes.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
Class 7 plagues over the land. I bring it down flood. The devil's crush your first bull mark your door with the lamb's blood. Hope it passes over, feast on unleavened bread. Cause I won't stop till I've taken the beast, 7th head. The black eagle, I wear the charms of the scarab beetle. I pray the star for Moses, head wrap like Arab people. The witch doctor, what? Check my cauldrons for me like you've heard the stories of the source of right that some water. I dread a cold, read forgotten scrolls and lost journals. The nocturnal warlock, I draw the crop circles. A black sire, riding chariots of fire. Never step to me, forever ready to stake a vampire. I see you lunatics out hiding at the moon. Bury you down in the blackened tomb of an underground catacomb. Sending adversaries to the dungeons of hell. I let the boatman of the river sticks ferry you to the underworld.
Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes. I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes. I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
Crossbones, tombstone, the womb grown enormous. Metamorphosis inside the muffins, black August, force dormant, torment, Torah offer. I write torture, scorcher. Meet the holies of holies as the scroll reads in the empty graveyard. Great fogs surround me cloudy. Owls in the trees, walls proud through the leaves. Owl, a tabernacle with jackals, a black moon statue move. The Saint Matthew tattoo written across my abdomen, like the Roman letters written across the walls of the Vatican. The Sabbath in, the wrath of men, the night drift black as the wind. Big, great stone church, 800 rabbis read from a verse, a basic instruction before leaving earth. The evening is cursed, pains of Mary receiving birth. Demons burst when I start breathing the verse. King of kings, priest, Lord of lords, wings unseen, swords of war, priests, slay the evil horde, which is the beast. Hebrews sing on one accord, according to the book of life. The earth shook that night, like the cold, cool bells pushed through the palms of Christ. I write, his blood drips through my ink. Judas picks up a cup and drinks, stars and sing about the space.
9 ether spit versus darker than Christ features. For idiots who stupid other niggas that worship a white Jesus. Used to be judged, now they serving night kind of leaders. Babylonians got an army of Sodomites like Caesars. Turn the kingdom to a bit of a soul, like the city of Sodom, curses seed. Sit in the temple, bunny read like King Solomon. 360 divided by 3, the mathematics. 85ers can't cipher with me, I spit that black magic. You symbolic architecture, like the work of a mason. You will never catch me serving a church, worshipping Satan, cause I'm like Canaan, but I'm not pagan, cremating. Put the ashes in the urn, face them in the dirt, erase them, that's my word. Aiming in and say 50 how Mary's clutching your rosary. I'm unholy, two devils ain't coming close to me. The hell raiser, spell breaker, self-savior. Tell your maker I'm coming to punish a gin, the world's in danger.
Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes. I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes. I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal, I stroll when the darkness goes. I write rhymes and pitch black.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
I write rhymes and pitch black. Nocturnal. I write rhymes and pitch black.
Red dragons can't even fuck with my brain pattern.
Shadows, Killah Priest, Ashland, Book of Shadows. Shadows. Open the sanctuary wide.
about to see what's behind the ice wall. Ice wall, ice wall, ice, 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 ice. We about to see what's behind the ice wall. Ice wall, ice wall. Yeah.
Eskimo scripts, snow glyphs, language seems the oldest. The ancient kings and poets. Pole shift, I try to keep my composure beneath the solar eclipse. Exposure, what happens next and over. I'm trekking over. Polar bears is nowhere. All white snow gear with no fear. Who else been here? We have no idea. The whole sky is clear. As far as the other side, we just polarized and appeared. Priest and Donnie notified the spheres. Reporting for Admiral Byrd. We see cattle and herds and see people and hear their voices in our head and comprehend it. Though in their appearance it seems like they just babbling words. Who's these pharaohs we observe? Who's these masters that serve? On the other side, disasters occurred. They said you safe here, Shakespeare.
We about to see what's behind the ice wall. We about to see what's behind the ice wall. We about to see what's behind the ice wall. Ice, 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 ice. We about to see what's behind the ice wall. About to see what's behind the ice wall. Ice, 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 ice. We about to see what's behind the ice wall.
Never at the kite were built. These stories that these eyes can tell. Why I saw this ice up here, milk through this icy hill. 1,700 miles beyond the North Pole. No more ice or snow. Green forests, lakes, and rivers, the great unknown. What I seen could have been the epitome. Amethyst, lapis, aquamarine, ain't got nothing on the crystal city. As we journey into the hollow earth, different flying pies emerge. Take over controls, everything was froze. Guide me down, suppose. In my mind they spoke, gave me wisdom. I felt primitive, I was asleep, now woke. Then my eyes would glow. It was traced, not dose, with my pinal comb. Future wars was told. Fortune tellers, 3 wishes from the genie, was it worth the toll? Imagine knowing the unthinkable. Codes to the universe, I got receipts for them.
We about to see what's behind the ice wall. Now we 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 see what's behind the ice wall. Ice, 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 ice. Now we see what's behind the ice wall. Ice, 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 ice. Now we see what's behind the ice wall.
I feel the rain, 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 I feel the rain. It's raining all over me. I'm moist, I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist, I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damn. Lord, I'm damn. I'm damn. Oh Lord, damn. I'm damn. I'm even wet. Wet. Wet all over for you, Lord. Wet. Lord, I'm wet. Wet. Will you open the floodgates? Open
The Battle of the Locusts.
I'm from a futuristic district, Hasidic mystic. My name in crucifixes. The game is like a voodoo business. I think a stranger, think a guru. Listen, I'm sipping brewing witches. About to lose my spirit, choose your riches. I'm so slick, I can move in pitches. Millipedes beneath the olive tree. A Buddha's vision, Kabbalah reads astrology. Harsh reality, recite the mantras to conquer the monsters. Forefathers brought upon us. Ultramagnetic, Semitic. The world spinning hectic. I Pearl Jam in my records, refreshing. God genetics, curses and blessings. God greatest design. The world noticed me. I plant seeds in your mind and grow poetries. Yeah. Holy men, the Babylonian, Macedonian. I rap for podiums. My rap kill phony Cubans, Siconians. Mesopotamian rap, cranium crack codes of a pharaoh. Black Rose, Michelangelo, disciple red granite flow. Golden antelope, hope achieve poetry's deep. The holy will speak, the dead will rise. Ethiopian priests anoint me. Come join me, clairvoyancy. See what's in my mind. Throwing sands and tantrums. Punch the ground, leave a canyon. Just anthem. Priesthood, Ayatollah. Priesthood, Ayatollah. Battle of the locusts, hold a lotus. Like a monk when he's focused. 9 months in the yoga, my energy becomes solar. Up the crystal halls, cosmic thoughts. Step on comments when I walk. The depths of the conscious when I talk. The world I live in is between the Bible and Zechariah stitching. Between the lie and fiction. So say I'm a little off, like Dr. Malachi York. But speak on fantasies like Mr. Rock. We from different forks, solar, polar regions. I kill ultra demons. My spaceship's here, see the frost, I'm leaving. Please, yeah. Ayatollah, priesthood, Ayatollah, priesthood, Ayatollah, priesthood, Ayatollah, priesthood, priesthood.
First came the wings, then the angel. His spirit actually appeared to you.
Word, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, I gotta talk to y'all about angels right now. Just fucking, y'all don't even be knowing. Y'all be having them all around you, protecting you. Angels. Just wanna talk about angels. Something different, right? This is real stuff.
Angel, Elohim, in the skies, fly with eagle wings. Come on, angel, Elohim, in the skies, fly with eagle wings. Angel, Elohim, in the skies, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim, in the skies, fly with eagle wings.
First Genesis, it led us. First of all, we have to discuss who is the us. Who helped form man from out of the dust? Who helped make lands and fill the sea up? It was us in greater form. We helped create storms. They take newborns and embrace them in their arms. They hold harps and play God his favorite songs. Touch the heart and make it warm. They talk to preachers, they sit on ether. Some say they touch women in the bleachers, give them Caesars. They fight demons, they like creeping angels. They govern kingdoms, yo, come on, angels. Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim in the skies, they fly with eagle wings. Angels, they brought the message from the heavens. Confused man about the immaculate conception. They dress in all black in their presence. You know their answers to man's questions while he's questioning. The cherubim and the cherubim. Man should cherish them, but don't worship them. Why? Cause they here to service men. Angels, they walk with plain clothes, never let their wings show. Angels, Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, Elohim in the sky, fly with eagle wings. Angels, They wick you in prison, show us visions, play with your children, introduce us to women. They surround leaders and politicians, acknowledged by Christians, followed by wisdom. You can hear them, they could be around you right now, sitting with their wings hitting. The ghosts of the night drifting, float on the light skipping. Put my soul in conviction, just listen to the energy. Channels into the angels, come on.
Angels, you know, man, what's around y'all?
Skies and fly with eagle wings.
You don't even know what's up in the heavens, cat. They be talking, word, cat keep trying to creep up on you and shoot you. But you don't know why. You know, why he just, something just changed his mind. Reaching his pants, reaching his pocket, instead of pull out a razor, pull out a dollar and give it to you. Shit like that just brought the mental out. No, man. Be around the day. Cat can just run up on you. Like, yo, what up? We get his pocket. Instead of put out a knife or something, a gun or something, pull out some money and give it to you, you know? We working funny in the world, you don't know. Yo, they cover the whole universe. Walk with us, man. The Holy Spirit, you know? Body.
To heaven. His body's work is completed. They walked under the sun and the moon, over sand and stone, sinned, felt pain, yearned for heaven. We commend his remains to our God. Flesh, the master no longer needs you. Melts away.
Welcome. Behind the Vedic veils, Sarah Bartman, Venus of Holophels, victory visits Valor Vest through Vortex, Stargate, the tarot card shows Ptah face, the goddess vape while our cigar taste. Priest, I'm camouflaged within the grates. I channel into stars, then disperse around space. Send candles in the mosque, in the verses I create. Each bar becomes a god, past times, different place. While y'all on Instagram, I microdose with 1/10 of a gram. The mics I broke with the strength of a ram. Took my rights, Jim Crow said I'm only 1/5 of a man. Now you can see the whole god that I am. I consume the whole mushroom. To whom much is given, much is required. Trust your Messiah. I'm a monsoon, a typhoon, clusters of fire. Big hands reach out the jewel, clutching the rider.
What's your desire?
To rule. My heavy mental became an empire. With the symbol of 10 bulls, it's simple, I reign wiser. My temples are raised higher. Explain firmly. Hermes, Trismegistus, and lyrics that specialize in the pyramids and physics. It's mesmerizing for human ears to hear this. My nebula guidance, soon you feel this weirdness. Your blood pressure rises, you get cold as the fear grips your soul. The sheer bliss, you go, spirit from bones.
This way into the vape room.
Read my Vedas, may make you wanna take shrooms. Be free in nature, can your nostrils take fumes? You need the gospel as you face doom. I lay in tombs and ski on vapor, the Kabbalion. 528 hertz the volume. My verse is like the universe is falling. I search, there's no human worth my calling. The whole earth, every womb, every coffin. The Hermetic hookah lounge. I'm in the back, I'm not used to crowds. Sudden movements in groups too loud. I just lounge in my suit and crown. Cigars in the car, red shoes on the towels. Wild style when I blow a cloud. Women get aroused as their attention swim around. It's written down, pen is swung like a pendulum. My writing is psilocybin mycelium. Bicentennium, bodies and drums to next millennium. Reptilian, necks get wrung, I'm killing them. Since Da Vinci carved this demigod. Called the priest cause he knew I came from the infinite divinity squad. Hey Ru, Nimrod. Firestones engraved to the Templar. Priest, I rise upon the throne where sages grew, Avenger. This is it. When I leave off, Michelangelo, the Saint, the Crusader. A heavy mentalist and his penmanship took him to unlimited greatness. Some say he was a spaceship, others say he was gracious. The way he spit brought God to an atheist, brought wisdom to a pagan. His basic instruction before leaving evil was formed from the black Hebrews. But he trapped with his people selling crack, living illegal, strapped with desert eagles. It would clap at judges, police too. Two sides to him, he would go to combat and was peaceful. This is more of his stained glass writing on the church window pane. As a Viking, his name is Priest. The Mac Evangelistic. Shout outs to RML, the whole label, Man Bites Dog Records. Count fifth. You know what I mean? This is just something that was in the mind, you know what I mean? Something special for the fans, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all keep supporting, man. It's more. The words. Yeah, keep it going on, man. For real. Your angel, gracious and God, words of all, Prince of Persia.
Gliding on the wings of the wind.
King Zohar. Skydiving with the guns and the Leviathan. Stomp all the king horses and the firemen. Super God spaceship that I'm flying in. Lost city where the fools rule environment. Rappers get ready, turning your retirements. Judgment day, your head's the requirement. The ancient of rap, I wrote this on papyruses. Rhymes are sacred as prayers over Ireland. I'm the fact about the myth, the truth about the lie. I came from a disc that was floating in the sky. I don't care about swag, my shock was on the rise. The man with the mask, helicopters in his eyes. I can tell you about the neutrons and the protons. I can tell you about the nomos and the dogons. All the chakras connect like it's Voltron. From liquid to gas to a snow form. But I really came to kill one with goat horns. The Super Saiyan turn gorillas like Gohan. All Goku, J-Ron on Pro Tools. Gluten-free MC, no tofu. Cell planet with chemical clouds. Alien species land on the pinnacle owl. Atoms, hydrogen, positive charge. God's wrath, Killah Priest, planet of the gods. King Zohar. Priest. Skydiver with the guns and the vibing. Stomp all the king horses and the firemen. Super god spaceship that I'm flying in. Lost city where the fools rule environment. Rappers get ready, turning your retirements. Judgment day, your head's the requirement. The ancient of rap, I wrote this on viruses. Rhymes are sacred as prayers over Ireland. I'm the fact about the myth, the truth about the lie. I came from a disc that was floating in the sky. I don't care about swag, my chakras on the rise. The man with the mask, helicopters in his eyes. I can tell you about the neutrons and the protons. I can tell you about the nomos and the dogons. All the chakras connect like it's Voltron. From liquid to gas to a snow form. But I really came to kill one with goat horns. The Super Saiyan turn gorillas like Gohan. All Goku, J-Ron on Pro Tools. Gluten-free MC, no tofu. Cell planet with chemical clouds. Alien species land on the pinnacle owl. Atoms, hydrogen, positive charge. God's wrath, Killah Priest, planet of the gods.
Each tea has its own character and properties. What is the purpose of breeding? These many teas are grown in nature, all of them. Is there a discernible difference? Yes, once you learn this, you can tell the difference between the teas. But the way I see it is, the tea doesn't judge itself. It's people that judge its grade. Different people choose different things.
Yo, I sip tea with big leaves between thick trees. Feel the wind breeze that brung in bees. Stare at the blue sea. Karate kid, hooked on Bruce Lee. My dragon fist extends from out my sleeve like a kung fu movie. Flipping over their bullets while they spray their Uzi. Chopsticks for sushi, drop kicks for Zukis. Charm Lang and Susie. The area look bougie, built like a temple oriental. Let me tell a story simple. The sky's a stormy, brain pouring gentle. The more she pulls towards me, the more it's mental. Fist in the North Star, kiss of a soft throb. Rosy dimples, a mist in the courtyard. Older issues, her robe has symbols, show she's Hindu. Kick from Kenya. Anything I miss, shall I continue? In the spring, the spider is the fly's fate. I train by 8, the crane of the snake. I learn from mistakes, I earn my plate. Being burnt by faith, I'm undeserved with waste and bloodlines with negative traits. You damn mountain to practice human balance. I move in silence. My greatest challenge till I move back to Shaolin. But this tea is Darjeeling. It helps with music talent. And if your mood is violence, it's just smooth as violence. The crown jewel, black tea, relax me, a bluish island. They put me up on per You don't stir, just let it sit. Frankincense and myrrh. I prefer the expert nuts and herbs. Make rhymes with energy words. Wait on waiters to serve. Never let peace be disturbed. My third eye's like the beat of the bird that screech, observe. Never peek even though your destiny's reach. With rap, I'm a geek, a nerd. Strange happenings at the creek occurred. They said a beast emerged. The sky left the streaks. The streets with herds. All this sipping my tea. All this written by me. Priest on my tea break. On my tea break. On my tea break. On my tea break. On my tea break.
Have you heard of Nag Hammadi? No? Let me tell you about it. The Nag Hammadi Library is a collection of 13 ancient books called codices, containing over 50 texts that present a radically different view of early Christian beliefs.
During the early space, man wanted real estate, so he started building shape. Others start to fill away, though they started killing snake. Those of the worldly faith found themselves in pearly gates, left his seat as girl inflates. Blessed he who elevates, set the tea and meditate. Brains splash off with a stained glass. Medieval cathedrals that still stand in Spain and France. Skeleton figures, how many diamonds his ring had. The courts had clean grass, the hawks took spring baths. Across where kings clashed and fought for the queen's hand. A masterpiece done by priests. Refractory property so unique. Sister goes Sophia in her holy seat. Her feet Alistair Crowley sleeps. It's where Kiss and Bon Jovi meet. The Greek, the beast, the owl covered in rosaries. Prophetess, potions, and poetry. Abraxas Reba Simha. The lion called Simba. When rhyming, I'm the Templar. The troubadour, but music for the temper. The rooster call from roof to floor. The eyes in the center. The truth is all manly hall. What lies within the picture. The fruit don't fall. Nuclear war that ties within the scriptures. The zodiac sign of Hitler. More than one Jack the Ripper. More than one Shakespeare. For some of the take years. The Nagamati God body. That practice motionless karate. The dragon on my Vatican Armani. Nagamati, not better. The craft I'm in, I'm mastering. The carpentry, the scaffolding. Corian stones to cornerstones. When I grab the pen, I fall in my zone and reach the African. Plastered in the walls of Rome, the priest is practicing. The royals on the doors of the dome, pads and fabric skin. On the mountain surrounded by columns, writing my album. All alone like a minute of solemn, solving my problems. Gothic sanctuaries, the wall of St. Mary's. The gospel of John, the scary lady. I've been drinking heavy, reading psalms with nervous palms. Open the vote, grab my sword and my coat of arms. Murder I wrote. Nagamati library. Nagamati library.
Imagine finding a book that tells a completely different version of a story you thought you knew by heart. These manuscripts were hidden for a reason. In the end, Nag Hammadi's texts aren't just relics. They're a bombshell on traditional teachings, showing us just how diverse and dynamic early Christian thought was.
No matter what you do, just do and stay chill. No matter what you do, just do and stay chill. No matter what you do, just do and stay chill.
Levitating saga more like a tribal chief. 4 chambers in the heart, that's a Bible priest. It's the high cerebral spinal piece. Sword in the middle of the night, chest boxing a Messiah thief. Smoking mirrors just to reflect, no I'm too high to reach. Dirty so I toss the last gun, say my final piece. Kai Zodiac, last up is the final feast. Got 1,000 MCs stuck inside my T5. Now I got 50 cents like a half a bill. Went through my ghost stage, no I don't need a master kill. Bust the cap into their yo, oh that's a daffodil. Genius out the bottle, they can wish it never master skills. Sway the universe, let the mannequin still. Solar radio quando, rapping roundhouse kicks. God, you don't make you God. Woo sign with my wrist connected. Resurrected like I remixed the resurrected.
A spoonful of whole boy, spoonful of dope. Shorty choked on the opioid, going down his throat. His fam on his bed, start hoping he don't broke. Stop taking this hip hop culture for a joke.
It's the Mark of Booty.
Shit. Nah. Love the Royal Priesthood. Mark of Buddha. Sekou the Madman. Killah Priest. 4th Chambers, 4 Fuji. This beat sound like something I wear. You dig? Yo, hold on my people, why you walking around like you equal? They wrote you in as 3/5, what we gon' do about this? Talk too much, you end up like Jimi Hendrix in 27 Club. You want that knowledge, well I'm the plug. Knowledge itself is the drug, and I keep dropping the nugs. Culture pushing, wisdom spitting, pimping simpletons into listening. Yawning while you spewing fiction. I can feel the tensions in your intentions. I wonder if that's Johnson heaven, if God is white, why he write that bronze was the sun? They give us reparations, that's when the apocalypse begun. Yeah, red rhyme, okay. Yeah, red rhyme, better rhyme, grab your guns, daughters and sons. Wasn't long ago when they had us hung. Blood on the leaves, frontal crumbled in between. Exhale from my ancestors that prevailed. We inhale, so we inhale, dodging death every day. Just happy I'm here to tell the tale. Meanwhile, y'all with the pigs and them tattletales. I'ma just be a scientist if it all fails. Mixing chemicals like a cocktail. My tree smell like it's from the tropical. So not for sale, never settle. Follow the tears on the trail. Nah, 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 nah.
That whole African American thing is to omit, you see, the indigenous black man of this particular land. When we brought the African American term, we cut out all of the Caribbean, all of South America, all of Latin America. This is another way to reclassify you, you see what I'm saying, outside of power.
We got blacks, whites, brown and yellow. We got red, those with dreads found from the ghetto. We got bullet-led and misled, the smile of the devil. On the face of the moon, heart pound like a rebel. Hear the sound on the metal. War in Iraq, 6 feet underground with the shovel. All over the map, the Bible said signs of the time. The Torah said that's your God, not mine. The Holy Quran says it's all Allah's design. The Buddhist says let's meet at the shrine. Thou shalt not eat of the swine. That you is the cut, sure as blue as the blood. Killah Priest in the temple, Nehru is the love.
That's a political move that was put in by the government to break you down to this subclass, you see, and not be a world community. So to call you an African American is to disconnect you from that global community and that great diaspora that we were talking about. So that's a political move. Yes, come on. The average Native American was this brother's complexion at the turn of the century. Now when you say Native American, it's some white person with a feather in his hair.
From the darkness came in the light. Bed-Stuy. I'm from Gateside. I was born in Bushwick. My upbringing is in Bed-Stuy. And a lot of MCs came through my block. A lot. Big Daddy Kane, Jay-Z, Jazzo, and a lot of them came up. My block was like a haven for that. I'm a fan of rap and art of it. So just being just being a fan of it made me want to push a little harder. You know what I'm saying? I had a mixture of gods and Hebrew Israelites and Islam, you know, so it came from a lot of mixture. I kind of like had a lot of this energy that was in there, so it's like a different type of philosophies in there. But they didn't give it when it came in, it's slick because it never was just set. It was like, you got a demo deal. So the demo deal, at first you stress out, like, damn, I got a demo deal. That's good. But just say deal. You know, once you hand in the songs, then you got the deal. So I handed in the songs. But I wanted to hear, yo, the deal is yours. And 3 of us formed the Maccabees out of that. And Hellraiser came, and then Timbo came. It was supposed to be all 5 of us, but it didn't work out. We got Black Market. We'll talk about that later. It was my song. It was a song I had called As I Die Slowly. So it was the same thing, and then we just called it America. It was the whole clan. So there's a song called As I Die Slowly. So I said, yo, I got the song. Because they would say, yo, we wanted something for AIDS. So I said, I got a song about AIDS, but it had to be all of it. It had to be the clan. So I said, America is dying slowly. And we just ran with it. RZA loved it. To do the next video, they was just like, sorry, there's no more videos. No more nothing. We done. So after Heavy Mental, it was like, I was really like, man, I'm done with this, you know? So I was ready to go independent then. But then MCA called me with a check. View from Masada was about to be born. I met this producer that was in there. He kept asking me, I kept going to the studio, and it was like, yo, man, this cat keep going to your studio session, you know, and he wanted to hit you with some beats. He was working there. He had dreads. It was Just Blaze. 4th Chamber, we in the studio. I'm over here with Jizza. Ghost and Ray is over there recording at the same time. And this dude, I just saw this dude in the middle of the circle, commanding it. I never seen that done, especially with the clan. Like nobody had did that. At that time, this cat was different. And that's when my first time encountering the cannabis. We met sword to sword, man. The offering is all New York. When I came out here, it was like more of a, like behind the stained glass where it started at. But then I started getting out, and then artists, I seen people wanted to work with me and things like that. So I was like, oh, yeah, this is a little different. And other than the clan, like we was doing it because we was keeping everything in the house. It was my first time out, so I started working with other artists. So Four Horsemen came, the idea came from cannabis towards me. Can't speak for the rest of them. And then he told me to call Corrupt, gave me Corrupt number, and Raz. And me and Raz already had a relationship, it was cool. But the first one who brought that to my attention was cannabis. He was like, yo, we gotta start a group. I wanna do it, it's gonna be me, you, Raz Kaz, and Corrupt. It was just special to me. I started meeting people that I was fans of myself, and like DJ Pooh and all these guys, it was just dope. You know what I mean? I didn't know they was actually listening. I just thought we was making music, and it was right there. We was all celebrating right there, and that was it. Hip hop is here to stay, and I'm a part of it. So let's go. It means a lot to me. This is all behind the stained glass. So when I first came out here, I moved out to Manhattan Beach, and I came to Topanga, which was a whole different world. This place, mountainy, it's the view from Masada. Is the vision, is the vision.